Oh man. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we just ate canes. You like canes?
Dude, the fucking cane sauce, bro.
It's wild, bro. It's
Yeah,
really really good.
do
It's
you
like a
get the
craving
extra?
though.
You get the extra fries or do you get the extra bread?
No, actually, I don't eat coleslaw, so I just get extra dipping sauce.
Yeah,
So that
that's
way
what
I
I
can go
said, bro.
fucking nuts, dude. When I dip like the bread and the chicken and stuff. But that's like my inner fat man, dude. It's probably not healthy at all, but I've been craving fried chicken and churches and Popeyes is a no go for me, man, because they're super oily.
That's true. But the cane sauce, bro, that shit smacks every time, bro.
They need something else on the menu though, like
Yeah,
a chili dog or something. I don't know. It's
fucking
basic.
chili, a chili tender.
Yeah, they chili tender. They need something, man. I don't know. It's basic and basic don't work, but
Shit,
Canes for the fucking win today.
100%.
100%. What's up? Welcome back. It's Friday. It's Sunday night. Jeez, I was gonna say Friday night.
Friday
Jeez, I'm
night.
still about it, bro. Welcome to the podcast. It's the Average Boys Podcast. It's your boy Crispy, and I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, David of Adam Collections, and also the podcast, Adam Collections, a podcast. What do you call it? You call it Adam Collections, a podcast,
Adam
or is it
collection,
like
it's so basic, bro.
the Adams podcast? Then
Yeah,
they think it's
eventually
a science
it'll
thing.
be it'll be Adam Production Podcast or something, but for now it's Adam Collection Podcast.
Dude, we had this talk when you first were coming up with the name, and I associated that you chose the name Adam with like a what is it?
The 50s atomic thing. Yeah.
Fallout 4, you know, that cool
Yeah.
like atomic nature thing. But what got you to choose Adam? I think it was something about a middle name or something. I think I've asked you this a million times before.
Well, here's the story, bro. I was a huge Power Ranger fan, bro. Like huge, fucking huge, because I was poor, rabbit ears, came in at 10:30 every Saturday, right? And then I liked the Black Ranger, Adam, the second Black Ranger, right? Because Walter
The man,
Jones
the
or
myth,
whatever.
legend, man.
And there's an episode, bro, where they go to Lost in Space and he goes back and he trains that Black Ranger. And Alpha's like, "Don't morph, you could die." And he's like,
yeah,
"Fuck
yeah, yeah.
you, Alpha. I'm still gonna morph."
Were you like a huge fan of the Power Rangers? Or like
Dude,
huge?
huge, mungus, bro.
Man,
So, yeah.
what got you to be huge? Were you like this? I got home from school and I automatically jumped off the bus and fucking went right for the TV and saw it. Like,
I mean, kind of. I mean, when it was on, yeah, mostly like Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know, bro. Like that was just the one that hooked me, I guess, because of the action, and then like you know how it was at the time. We didn't know, but it was just B-roll from the China version. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
the Japanese, Chinese,
Yeah,
they're communists. Japanese are a little bit more
yeah,
nice.
well, we're gonna go through that later too.
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. It caught my attention, and I just became a fan. I followed it pretty much until I was an adult, and now I kind of follow it with my kiddo. But I used Adam and named my kid David Adam, and my brother was like, "You should call him Adam ATOM." And I was
Oh,
like, "But what if he gets made fun of, bro? Because when you have a kid, bro, you got to think of all the things like how you spell the name. If somebody makes fun of them, if
yeah,
you
because
have
he's
like."
gonna go to school one day, and if you name that child like Megatron, Optimus Prime, like that kid's gonna get beat up a fuckload, dude.
100%, bro. So like I was like, fuck, like so I wimped out. I did ADAM like a normal Adam, right? And then when we started the business and everything, I was like, I'm gonna call it ATOM as a recollection to my child, like to go back to that. You know what I mean?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
good, man. I mean, I dig it. I like the name. I associated with it with Astro Boy and like all this other stuff, but even better, dude. Even better that it's got more of a deeper meaning with like the Power Rangers and stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Thank you guys so much. Restaurant Miguel coming from David's side. We got David streaming it on his stuff. And we got Robert in the comment section. My boy Biggie invited me this past week to watch wrestling at like fucking 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning, bro.
Fucking 3 in the morning, man. It was one of the wildest shit. But this because they wrestled in like Australia, and their time was like, of course, like you know how it goes.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was pretty cool. Like they did like the Hell in the Cell. That Logan Paul cat was in it. Randy Orton.
My boy, sponsor us.
Rhea Ripley. Oh yeah.
Sponsor us, guys.
Yeah, the Elimination Chamber and stuff. They had like the males and the females. The girls went out there and did their job, and it was cool. The guys went out there and did theirs, and it was cool. I hadn't seen a wrestling event in such a long time, and I know that this the Rhea Ripley chick, the one that Robert saw Gaga for, Rhea Ripley's like, huh?
Have you seen that girl, bro?
She's pretty stout, man. She went out there and she put on a pretty good performance. She wrestled this lady of bigger weight named I don't even know her name. But like it was cool. I kind of like, you get the vibes from like the back in the day, like Luna Vachon versus China, or like all that, it's just like a recycling of all the old character tropes like brought into nowadays. You kind of get that vibe with Rhea Ripley, like she's the new China, right? And then what is it, Eddie Guerrero's son or Rey Mysterio's son? Yeah, he's out there doing like the Eddie Guerrero kind of like vibe, kind of mixing both of them, but I think he's still learning the ropes and stuff like that on like wrestling and stuff. But he's got out there and he acts the part very well. And since he's in the family business, you'd assume that he does have the skills and he's been kind of raised by all these guys and knows what's up. So it's not gonna be like a hard catch. But yeah, it was a cool show. Saw it with my friends, had a good time because we were all laughing and carrying on and doing all that stuff. Like I said, hadn't seen a wrestling show in a long time, and it was a banger. It was pretty cool. Right now, Brian, my boy Brian D from New Jersey, is actually in Arizona on a family trip. He is doing some cool stuff out there in the Arizona area. So shout out to Brian. I hope you're safe. Like, good job on you getting some vacation time and getting out there and having a good time with your family. And Triggs, messaged him earlier. He just messaged a while ago that he might jump on in a couple minutes. So if he jumps on, he jumps on. It'd be good to have him on. And then we'll just be out here, all three of us, having a cool ass conversation. David hit me up and was like, yo, what's up, dude? You guys gonna do a chat tonight? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. And Dave's like, yo, let's get it. And I'm like, let's get it. So
yeah, shit, bro. I'm always down, bro. I like talking.
So. What's up, Elizabeth, dude, from San Antonio, my girl? Do you think you'll ever visit San Antonio in May? I asked because of the huge con that's coming. I haven't done any cons rather than Corpus Christi, and that was a couple years ago, I think.
Superhero Comic-Con, bro.
Which one?
Superhero Comic-Con. Well, superhero car show. It's a fucking big one, bro.
Is that the one that's coming up?
Yeah, it's like a 4-dayer, bro. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Sweet. Are you gonna go?
Bro, if I could afford it, I wish, bro.
Okay, we got Triggs in the green room. Let's bring him in. Triggs, what's up, my dude?
What's up, dude?
Good to see you, my man. What
happened? I took a nap, and yeah, dude, my nap went pretty long. And
that's a sleep, man. That's not a nap no more.
Oh yeah, bro, for real. Like no shit. I think I fell asleep at like 5:30 ish.
Nice.
Woke up about 30 seconds ago.
Like 8 hours,
best feeling, bro. That's the best fucking feeling,
dude. And trust me, I'm fucking feeling, dude.
Well, you know what? It's cool, dude. It's cool that Trigger. We didn't have you on the show last week, so it's good that we got you here because I wanted to ask you, of course, about like the upcoming Doom film. It's been getting a lot of early reviews. This will be,
man. I'm not. If you can just in the private chat, just message me what talking points are today. That'd be really helpful. But yeah, man, dude. Like this week, next week, we got Dune, man.
Yeah, I know it's coming up. So David, everybody in the comment section, I don't know if you guys know this, but Triggs happens to be a pretty kind of big fan of the Dune franchise. Kind of casual, you know what I mean? So it's something that we've been all talking about. Of course, when Brian's on, he kind of picks on Triggs about it, but you cannot deny the fact that Dune is probably one of the most biggest influential IPs that came out in the last like year and a half when it comes to cinema, and we're gonna be talking.
It'll probably, like, no shit. It's probably one of the most. It's probably like nothing against what's coming out this year or anything like that, but very much like the year before. This will probably be one of the most like awarded movies of the year.
What's up, Nina? Welcome to the chat. Brand new to the show. Thank you for coming in the comment section. We appreciate you. And what we're talking about right now, we have Elizabeth from San Antonio, one of our homies, always in the chat, asking, would we ever be able to visit San Antonio in May? Because apparently they're going to have a huge convention around that time.
I'm down.
I was saying, like, it'd be cool, like, just to get up there and
yeah, I'm down.
Convention.
Absolutely.
I was telling David, because David being a vendor himself and going to a lot of these things and being an independent now, solo on his own, what are the odds of someone in your time period that you've started your business recently going to a convention of that size?
It's crazy, bro, because like they filmed up real quick last year. Then they're doing a Space Con in October, and the dude just gives he gives away free autographs, bro.
Free autographs?
So this year they're gonna have 10 people, including Ray Parker, giving out free autographs, bro. All you gotta do is buy your ticket to enter, go wait in line, you get 1 free signature, bro.
Ray Parks, Mr. Darth Maul himself, dude.
Dude, right?
That's just one guy.
Dude,
There's also some more, bro.
But okay, that's like a PR stunt.
Oh, bro, 100%.
That's like a straight PR stunt.
10 of them, bro. Look,
do you think that's gonna be?
I love Verga, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot. You're thinking about it, that's a lot.
Yeah, dude.
Do you think that's gonna be overwhelming? Because like right now, if you think about it, because it's so close to home, South Texas Comic Con every year. You know, the lines are. Ramsey and Marla do extremely well on being able to set up the idea of getting the lines, flowing fairly well when it comes to the celebrities. Holy fuck, dude, Sam Witwer,
dude,
and free
for
fucking Peter
Sam Witwer alone for Sam Witwer.
Yeah. So dude, they have Sam Witwer, they have Sam J, they have fucking Canary. Oh, it wasn't Ray Parker. It was Sam Witwer. My bad.
Oh, dude, it does not matter, bro.
Even better.
He's even a bigger draw than Ray Parks, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yo, is that kid at the end, Maxwell Jenkins? Is that the fucking Ryan Reynolds kid?
Yeah, he's a Ryan Reynolds kid, and he's on Reacher, bro.
Oh, yeah, shit. I know him from Reacher. Yeah, I know him from Reacher.
I thought that was the one that came out in the Adam Project, which is the one.
No, it's not.
Kellen Slater, isn't that Supergirl?
It's one of the. Supergirl.
Is it
the first one on the second row?
Yeah,
that's got to be Supergirl, right?
Let me look it up.
Yeah. Kelly Slater's got to be Supergirl, dude. The original Supergirl from them.
But if not this
yeah, dude, she's like OG. She's the 84.
She's the original one, and then the guy in the middle, that's the one that played.
It's Death to Ming.
Yeah, Flash Gordon.
Yeah, Flash Gordon.
Yeah, that's so man, dude. That's like, bro. He was just down here wasn't he down here this past year?
Hey man, if you go see him, dude, you got to make sure you bring some of that snow with you, dog. You know, he's about it.
That's funny.
You guys party.
That's super cool, dude. That's like, when you associate the idea of them bringing like 10 guests, and you're like, all right, free stuff, okay, like. It's gonna be those are some fucking heavy hitters, dude.
Well, dude, to me, Sam is like the heaviest of the hitters there. Like this guy has out nerded Dave Filoni.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh yeah. Well, he's out nerded. Yeah, and Dave Filoni kept him around just because of that factor, just because he was so intelligent in the continuity of Star Wars.
Yeah, like to you, he's like the guy that every fucking actor should aspire to. Be like, hey. Yes. That's not right. Yeah. That's not right. Yeah,
straight. I mean, so that's a really good point. And the reason why is I don't know if you guys heard this past week, but Kevin Feige acknowledged that Ryan Reynolds and Amelia Villani, the one that plays Marvel, Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah, Imam Villani.
That they're going to be sitting on a panel of people that keep the continuity for what the people want in Marvel now. There's going to be a group of people that kind of like sit on the heads of what they should be putting in film. And that's very interesting, right? Because of all like the current situation of Marvel and all that other stuff where they're just doing where like you've heard it before where people have to check boxes off for like the Oscars and to get awards that they have to meet certain criterias of like diversity or characters or something like that. But knowing that you're keeping two people, like, of course, Ryan Reynolds has done nothing but great things for the Deadpool franchise. Through and through, probably like one of the best like continuity people when it comes to the character, minus the fact that it's like over the top, vulgarity, but it's funny. And then the Ilani girl, the one that plays Miss Marvel, her coming out and speaking openly about how she had to tell Kevin Feige he was wrong about naming like the movie film franchise the 616, and literally explaining to him like that's not right. This isn't the 616. The 616 is like, that's someone that's standing on business, man, against the main dude. You know what I mean? The main guy that's like, I speak and it happens to come true. You know what I mean? So like, shout out for her for knowing and keeping her feet to the ground when it comes to the source material. So,
well, that's also really, like another thing, dude. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, how many $billion do you do you have? None? Yeah. I have all of them.
I have all of them.
I have all of them.
That's freaking. I mean, it's just so cool though that they're choosing like those.
No, dude, I didn't get to go, Biggie. I'm like, dude, I was asleep. Trust me, if I known that there was an early showing today, guess where I'd be? Not on the show right now. Seeing Dune.
The show. That's
seeing Dune.
So wait, how did they even have that? How did they have the early? How did you get access to even going to that?
There's like select theaters that are doing early Dune premieres. Like tomorrow they have one, or not tomorrow. Thursday I know that they have one.
So that's like Dungeons and Dragons, dude. Remember when they did that?
Bro.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. They released like a bunch of like private screenings.
Dude, let me tell you what, Doug. Like, there's a big chance I'm gonna try and go before I have to go to work, and if I can get a matinee, like an early matinee.
That's pretty good. David, did you ever get to see Dune Part 1?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I put it on my list of things to do today, and I fucking didn't get to it.
This is today, so I'm guessing
Dude, that's all right, man.
Friday, bro. We talked about it on Friday, and I was like, you know what? I'll fucking watch it this weekend. But then I ended up opening the shop yesterday, like to the public or whatever. And then, which was a good day for Saturday. Then today, I was like, man, I ain't fucking opening for nobody, bro. I fucking stayed home. Yep.
Was it real busy yesterday or no?
Bro, so the first time I opened to the public, I got a comic book lot in, a Funko lot in, and I had like 4 or 5 customers.
Nice, dude. What's been your biggest draw in the business?
So biggest one's gonna be comics, bro. For some reason, people like comics.
Well, that's good.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
There's a margin for days on comics, bro. Yeah, like it's crazy, bro. Like
that's good for us comic lovers, but right. I'm like, what the fuck? Why weird, man.
Like, right when it's weird when people make their entire lives about comics.
About comics, what
nerds.
The fuck? So weird.
I was like,
what's up, Myers?
I need this shit gone, bro.
That's so weird though, because like I mean, I know you sell a lot of like, I mean, you have a bunch of like the lightsabers, the fucking, you have an extreme amount of pops, dude, and you don't have any like. You're not getting any new draws from like new comic books that are coming out. They're mostly like, older episodes and older series, like, but they're still selling pretty well.
Yeah, old collections like Miracle Molly and shit like that. Yeah, bro. Fucking crazy.
Jesus Christ, Miracle Molly. God dang, dude.
People want to get on that shit, bro. Where DC's going and shit, people want to get a head start on it, bro.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, dude, I can see that. Because like, what was it that popped off this past week? Was it like a picture of all the actors from James Gunn's cast for Superman Legacy?
Oh yeah, Legacy. Yeah.
Yo, there's a lot of like interesting casting. Like a lot of the people, they're all like run and gun in the Marvel superhero universe and, making, I guess, their transition to the DC universe. But it's so weird that I don't know if I'm the only one that notices this or you guys have, but like James Gunn has a tendency to keep the same group of people around him at all times in his studio. Like the same.
Well, he ain't got no one from the Suicide Squad with him, so.
Well, I mean,
John Cena.
He's keeping John Cena and the cast of like the inner crew
of the Look, if he didn't do anything with Peacemaker, that guy's like on drugs.
I know it's
Peacemaker
really crazy,
was
right?
fucking hilarious, and it was so slept on, so slept on. Because like I remember. I think it was you, Chris. You were like, dude, I'm not going to lie. Peacemaker is kind of what's up. And I was just like, I don't know, dude. Like, you kind of like the weirdest shit. Like, you like high and low. So this is going to be a very hard sell. So, you know what? Like, but we also like Bloodhounds. So, you know what?
I got David to watch Bloodhounds.
And dude.
Dude. Fire, bro.
Dude.
And then not only that, one of our watchers, Chrissy, she came out and she was like, dude, I saw Bloodhounds. Holy shit.
You guys weren't wrong.
Yeah, you weren't wrong.
Dude, honestly, like I love it because like Chrissy really takes like our advice when we're like, hey, watch this. Yeah. I'm telling you. Like if you keep an open mind or something like that, and we'll usually try and preface like, hey, like if you're into this, you're probably gonna like XYZ, right? And that's why, like, with previously when we were with Dune, I was like, hey man, like, it's gonna be a bit of a watch. It's a long fucking movie, dude. But it like if you are really, really into like space operas, this is going to be the franchise.
Yeah, it's right down the alley.
Yeah. Like if you're looking for like the next Star Wars, it's not going to be it, and John Campea was talking about that when it's like, oh, the next great space opera. And I was kind of just like, but will it ever be though? Like,
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Like that one was one of a kind and the perfect time, and it took off and it developed a whole lore behind itself. And, yeah, man, it was just one of those things where it was kind of like,
nice.
You're never really going to have another one.
It's really crazy because like mentioning it that way, that it's going to be like the next best space opera. I don't see it that way. And the reason why is because I feel that the direction that Dune goes in the way cinematography and in film is going organically, I feel like it's where we need to take a lot of our fiction writing next, which is like, yeah, you have your superhero franchises. They're real fun. Shit explodes. But nobody looks at it and says, that can win an Oscar. That's serious enough for me to like literally look at it as film history or film like literature in the sense, right? Because you look at a lot of
but that's the thing though. Like when you like look at like cinematography and and film literature, I mean, one of the most iconic lines of all of film is Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
Like it, granted, those are like one-offs, right? And there's several movies throughout all of cinema history where there is those one-offs. You have those one-liners that, like are going to be like just as iconic as Luke, I am your father. I mean, fast forward a decade, almost to the year, and you have I'll be back. Some weird Australian guy, Austrian guy says I'll be back because he couldn't say the line correctly in English the original way. And boom, one of the most iconic lines in all of history, film history, I'll be back.
Yeah, true.
So like it's not to take away from like, Captain Phillips, with Tom Hanks, literally any project he touches, right? Where it's like like they have like the best writers in all of screen, play and shit like that. Yeah. But but I do get the distinction that you're trying to make between Dune and the way that it's written and the way that it's filmed and Star Wars, the original trilogy, I would say at least, and the way that it's filmed and the way that you have its dialogue set up, right?
Well, it's considering like Indiana Jones to like the Goodfellas or Godfather. Like you look at Star Wars compared to Dune, one of them is an adventure based on this group of a band of merry men coming together, real Robin Hood, to rebel and break apart from this like bigger empire or some like fascist government or whatnot.
I thought you were talking about Goodfellas, and I thought I was like, this is a really weird description, but I kind of see it.
Yeah, it's very still. It's an adventure story with a team. It's Rogue One. It's these guys get together, band together to fight. But you look at Dune, and it's literally like an explanation of politics, an explanation of the culture, broken down in a more relative state, so that we can grasp onto it. But the factor is, all the assets around it are like supernatural assets. People can do magic, but it's taken in such a serious way that you still look at it and go like, damn, the Jesuits are like, the religious zealots or whatnot. Everything has like a very deeper tone when it comes to the detail of explanation. It's not just about a kid who's growing up to be like Captain Hook and Peter Pan. This is like straight up like Godfather of the sci-fi world. Like this is like a very serious film. It's a band of brothers, it's Saving Private Ryan in space. You know what I mean? Like it's just really, really well done and stuff like that. And I think that's where you lose a lot of it, right? Which is like in the first movie, everybody was expecting, like a spaghetti Western. They were expecting a sci-fi film, and they weren't expecting all the political jargon and the concepts of like territorial factors when it came to
like, that to me is still yet again a very confusing thing, because like, and this isn't me like knocking on anybody, and like I'm not even saying you should have read the books prior. if you would saw the 1986 Dune, you'd know that's not this movie.
Yeah.
If you saw the sci-fi version of Dune, you'd know this isn't that kind of movie. And it's just one of those things where it's kind of like not quite Space Risk, but it's more of like
that's close though.
Yeah, but calling it Space Risk is also saying Civil War is two super soldiers beat up an orphan who has heart problems after one of them killed his parents.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So,
Space Risk.
Yeah. I get what you mean, but if we're gonna give that generalization,
that's what is it? Anthony Mackie, Falcon's character, looking at me like, you're out of line, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, hey, you're out of line, but you're not wrong either.
But he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah, that's really good. And it's like I said, like I wanted to ask you this, but you weren't on last week, so it was like one of those things that a lot of people,
I was dead, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people were praising.
I was running on fumes, my guy.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
I was like, when I got home, I had sleep.
Nice.
I had sleep.
Like, okay, so like for David, us talking about the idea of what Dune is compared to Star Wars, and knowing what Star Wars is, like, does the breakdown and description of Dune kind of like catch your ear when I tell you like it's very much more about like the inner workings of the politics and the I guess like the spiritual nature of these people's culture in a world based in like Star Wars?
Bro, it just sounds like a very intense Ender, bro.
Well, yeah, except like the original like Ender's book is like a super duper intense like book, right?
Yeah.
But the way that they portrayed it in the movie was real like picturesque and stuff like that. And like I mean it was cool for what it was, but I wasn't a fan of that.
I love Ender's Game.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not the portrayal I would have given it. Yeah. But I guess to like also kind of put 2 and 2 together, right? Whatchamacallit, like Star Wars can be considered more of like an Avengers movie, as opposed. Yeah, and like an Avengers movie, it's very like it's cinematically very pleasing to the eye, but you're not having like the best screenwriters in cinema working on this movie.
Okay,
but you have Dune, which is like your Godfather essentially. It's still the same thing. It's a group of people coming together to try and do the same, like trying to do something. And they have a single focus and a single particular goal. But some of that dialogue in Godfather is just, oh my God.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the acting in there really is just
serious,
like the delivery of that, of acting there is just so well taken care of that it's the delivery is totally different. You know what? I'm talking DiGiorno to like going to like a great mom and pop's restaurant for pizza, and it's just bro, either one slaps, but you get one when you have enough money, you get one when you're trying to treat yourself.
It's really crazy. It's like the weapons in the story, right? Like Star Wars has laser swords, and fucking lasers that come out of guns, and to get shot by those, you're kind of like, wow, that's poetic and fun. But like in The Godfather, you get shot with a bullet, that seems a little too like rough. Like it seems really like
you're like, hey man, did you need to do that?
It's like you don't want to get shot in The Godfather compared to getting shot in Star Wars, and that kind of dignifies like the intensity of like which one's more serious or not, in my opinion. Like when you run into Boba Fett, you kind of feel like you're just running into like a Dick Tracy or like a Bond villain, where if you run into Boba Fett in Godfather, like you're dead, bro. Like there's no fun out of it. There's nothing cool. Like it's just straight death. Like it's sad. It's sad and meaningful or meaningless. But yeah, Dune 2, a lot of people are talking about it early, so I'm really excited, and I wanted to ask your opinion on it. I know you're gonna be like really excited. When is it coming out? Is it like next week already?
Next Thursday.
Oof. David, do you think you're going to end up catching it, or are you going to wait for it on Laserdisc or what?
I'm gonna wait for Laserdisc, bro. I'm gonna watch Dune this week though. The first one, I dedicated to Triggered.
Hell
Nice.
yeah! Thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Because I wanted to watch this weekend, bro. I just didn't get a chance to, but I'll definitely put it on.
I think we should all go out to the beach and just get sand and sell it as a drug.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, that's Dune. Elizabeth says the '86 movie, though terrorizing as a kid, but would Fett take a cannoli? Would Fett take the cannoli? I think he would. He just wouldn't need it in front of you because he can't take his mask off. He'd like put it in his bag with Grogu or whatever. Yeah, it's just like
you guys didn't see that, right?
He puts it under his mask while he's staring at you and shit, like just eating it and shit. It just disappears into his mask. Okay, so Triggs, I mean, I didn't send you a list, but I think you're going to be able to manage the most of the conversational pieces.
I think I'll put it down.
Yeah, most of the conversational pieces aren't too crazy. I wanted to keep it very simple. Two of them are based on a Netflix series, or the other one is an FX series, and then it's just a conversation about something that happened already, which is something that we can kind of just base off of. First one is House of Ninjas. So House of Ninjas is a series that recently dropped on Netflix. I don't know, have you been able to see it or no?
I only saw the first episode.
David, by chance, have you seen it?
Yeah, bro.
No? Anyone in the comment section, if you have seen it, go ahead and post it. If you have, if you haven't, I understand. It's not going to really be spoilers, but it's going to be kind of like the way we did for Bloodhounds, which I personally think House of Ninjas, compared to like recently they released an anime called Ninja Kamui. Yeah, Kamui. Yeah. I think, in my opinion, that House of Ninjas sits a little bit higher because it's more of a grounded story. Where
I'd have to disagree and say it's for me at least. Bloodhounds still sits higher.
Oh no, Bloodhounds is good. I'm talking about like compared to the Ninja Kamui, because everybody's talking about Ninja Kamui, comparing it to House of Ninjas.
Yeah, 100%. Ninja Kamui to me is a very slow burn.
Yeah, it's very weird, but it's super exciting. There's a bunch of action throughout the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
But it's an anime, came out on Toonami. They're showing it online. It's super crazy, very fast paced in the sense of the action, but slow paced in the sense of what they're trying to explain by story, because it's just like a revenge story, but they don't even explain that in the first episode. So, cool action, cool this and that, but I don't know, man, story wise. But the ninja story, House of Ninjas, interesting take. Ninjas are still around in our time. The government uses them as a tool for assassinations and placing things in order. So Japan is still like a major playing party and who they need to stay in power to be in control. The head of the ninja house kind of wants to get out of it.
Wants to stay away from it.
Yeah, wants to be out of it, but runs a business that's a front, but he wants that to be successful and it can't because it sucks. The wife wants excitement in her life, and since they're not doing ninja stuff as much, she's just breaking the law, which is funny as fuck.
Yeah, she just steals to get her thrill out of it.
Stealing things. The older son in the family was killed during a mission, so the honor and the responsibilities of that character fall on the next son, who is still grieving that brother.
Yeah, and grieving it harder than everyone else. Yeah,
and then there's a younger sister sibling who almost like is infatuated with how the older brother was when it came to like how good he was at being a ninja and wanting to be in that prospect. But
and
like
she never got to run missions, right? Like she was still too young at the time, like when he died. Yeah,
I think it was that. But she like what she does in the story in the beginning is like she goes to museums and steals stuff and then just returns it in a couple of days just to do it. So like when the cops show up, they're like, "Oh, well, stole this shit again, but I guess we'll get it back in 3 days. So I guess we'll just chill out." Like they make jokes about it because they see it as what it is. But like there's this like a undertoning idea that the government then approaches them again and says, "Hey, we need you to do something." And then that's when the turmoil happens, is all the different families or all the different people in the family are all coming to I guess like a dispute on what they want to do with their faction or their clan or whatever. Because even the grandmother is very much like the grandmother from Blue Beetle. Like she just kind of like She's like the OP. Like she's disappearing and reappearing. Like she's doing a bunch of ninja shit, but she's just smiling and laughing the whole time. Very Master Sifu and Kung Fu Panda kind of vibes. Master Splinter, like those kind of like characters. But the acting by far is probably one of the best thing I've seen. It's very, very well put together. Comparing
dude, the guy who plays the dad, dude, he's a big time in Japanese cinema.
Bro, he's the fucking dude from Rurouni Kenshin. The fucking
exactly
the guy with the sword. Yeah,
he's Saito.
Yeah, Saito. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Hey,
he's big time in Japanese cinema, dude.
He's a huge actor in that world when it comes to action and espionage and stuff.
Dude,
like he's
speaking of, just to rant for like 2 minutes, dude, did you know that Sakaguchi has 2 movies coming out this year?
No, which ones?
One of them is called One Percenter, and the other one is called
like the homeless or something, the stuntman or something like that.
No, that's what One Percenter is.
Yeah.
And it's so
cool to see that guy in action, man.
Dude,
like,
I'm so glad he came back. I'm so glad he came back. And Bad City.
So, David, if you don't know who Sak is, he's this guy that's like the samurai stuntman actor, like throughout, like through and through.
If you've ever seen the Rurouni Kenshin movies, like the live action Rurouni Kenshin movies, that's pretty much his choreography.
Yeah.
That's his choreography. And as a matter of fact, in One Percenter, he's making fun of that movie. That he's so bored with like his life that like that little snippet of like action sequence in the uniform, like in the the dress that they have, you know, for Rurouni Kenshin. He's there and he's just see him super bored and he's kind of like, fuck, man, like, another one.
And then not only that, like he's made some wild fucking movies in the last several years. My favorite being the fucking 1 versus 100.
Oh, the Musashi.
Yeah, that one is.
400 versus
not
1.
Good. Yeah. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like it's not good. But
action wise, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fuck. I don't know how to explain it, dude. Like it's because it's this actor. I don't know if you've seen him in films before, David.
I was actually looking it up right now.
Yeah. So like in this film, he plays a stuntman that the film or something that he's a part of actually gets attacked, and he has to like
defend himself.
Yeah, he finds himself having to fight those guys. That's the guy from High and Low.
Yeah,
he's the commentator. That
he does whatever. Historian. Yeah, he does a thing. Got it.
Yeah, most of these guys are all from High and Low.
Dude, that's but that like he's so wrapped up in Japanese cinema that like saying like Sakaguchi wants to, or like is gonna be doing XYZ for your film. It's a okay, Roger.
He's like filmed the whole thing and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like their actual movie set gets attacked by terrorists, and he has to go around and John Wick them. And while he's John Wicking them, the little nerdy guy, has to go around and videotape it like it's a whole film.
Jesus.
I don't know. It seems crazy as fuck, dude. But it's never that far-fetched of what this guy does. He broke that dude's collarbone with that. That was wild.
By stretching out the wrench just enough.
With a fucking C wrench.
Yeah, like how he becomes this main character to a story, just fucking.
Oh, dude! What I didn't know is the style that he used, uses primarily now. Yeah, those low range, the zero range combat, like is a legit style.
Yeah, there's this system. I forgot what it's called.
Zero range combat.
I don't know what it's called.
No, it's called zero range combat.
Yeah, I don't believe in that shit. That shit's magic. But they fight like they fight like this.
Well, I get like it's zero Renji Konbato.
Yeah, they fight like that's like their stance. Their stance is like
it's very like inner, right? It has like a huge like judo systema, like kind of like background or like influence to it.
Yeah, I would say it's more like Systema. But like there's another system, and I don't think it's called Zero, that Zero one. I think it's something else. and it's used a lot. And I'm telling you, like the stance is like one hand is cut across, the other one kind of covers the ear, and it's based on the last distance range when it comes to close quarter combat. So like your elbows are like your piercing junction, and you're already covering the ear or the outside mark, so you don't get caught with like the leading or escaping hook.
See, that's all witchcraft and wizardry.
Yeah, it's all witchcraft by that time. Like I'm talking the way I talk when I'm completely hammered. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's
Look,
me explaining
you cover this, and so when they come in, you're gonna do this move, and they're immobilized. They're dead.
Yeah, and then fucking Metal Gear Solid comes out. Then Konami makes a great game.
Have you ever heard of Solid Snake? He learned because what I taught him.
Yes, because the
boss
had to learn from the secretary.
Pussy boss is how I knew him.
It's wild, man. Yeah, so David, did you ever see that movie that came out a while back with like Nicolas Cage? You like Nicolas Cage movies?
Yeah, of course.
I just heard about that movie, and it looks horrible.
Wonderland, I think it was called.
Wonderland? I didn't know.
Was it that one?
It looks horrible.
Let me see. Nicolas
Cage talks Sakaguchi, and Sophia Boutella's in it.
There's a lot of people in this fucking film, dude. It's wild. Wow,
it's horrible.
Fallout movie. I'm gonna put Fallout movie.
No,
it was not Fallout. It was he wore a costume that was like what's that fucking anime, dude, that they have that's real crazy? I can't even think about it. I don't know. It's a really weird movie.
Prisoners of the Ghostland.
What is it?
Prisoners of the Ghostland.
That movie. Prisoners of. Oh my god, this is crazy as fuck, dude.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm looking.
You know what this movie reminds me of? That original Netflix movie that came out with
this out, David.
With Josh Hartnett and who's the guy who plays Hellboy? Ron Perlman.
Oh, you know what? I do remember something about that, right?
What the fuck is this shit?
It doesn't make sense already, right? And then the cowboy guys from House of a Thousand Corpses. There he is. He has explosive on his nuts. This was really bad.
It's like if Mad Max was in like Japan or something.
You know what I would equivocate this to, actually?
Trash.
Very similar. It's the trash in the back of the IKEA store. Like, it has good stuff in it, but the trash is still kind of, trash. The movie Cyborg with Van Damme.
Oh my god, that's so
you remember
bad.
that movie, David? Cyborg?
Bro, I only remember like the Street Fighter with Van Damme, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
okay. Well, it's not quite this bad, but
yeah, it's not.
Shit.
Yeah, Cyborg was really weird. It was Van Damme in a post-apocalyptic world needing to save a girl, and he's literally Jesus. They even crucify him on a cross and stuff. So it was during the time of Van Damme like smoking and drinking his own Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
Yeah. It was literally that time in life where Van Damme was using all of that nature to make it seem like he was still the coolest guy. It's like Steven Seagal's life. Like,
was it fucking Time Cop like 7 or some shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty much. That's what this movie's like, where it's just like a really weird actor put in a post-apocalyptic world that doesn't make any sense. Even Mad Max makes more sense than this.
Yeah, at least Mad Max has a like decent story behind it. This is
really bad.
This is just like, let me piss in my hand and throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that Suk Tamagotchi guys was in this film too. Even though he's kind of like a weird entry into the film, he still just does his samurai shit. But yeah, really, really cool guy. But House of Ninjas, I do recommend if anybody's out there, if you get a chance, you need to check it out. It's a really, really solid story. Really, really fun. I don't think it's as up there in the sense of a story as Bloodhounds.
No, to me, absolutely not. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not that it was a hard watch or something like that. It's just that I always happened to be doing something when I was putting on House of Ninjas. So by the time I finally dude, it took me like 3 days to watch the first episode.
Yeah, okay. It was one of those for you.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, man. So like it's kind of, I'm not gonna say lost its allure, but like I'm really, really like, okay, I have to sit down and watch this. Really, but now because I've seen it, I'm like, I want to sit down and watch this on like a huge fucking TV in 4K, 120 hertz, and enjoy it. I think, yeah, and I want to give it the attention it deserves.
Yeah. Oh, you see, Chrissy, what's up, Chrissy? We were just talking about you a little while ago because we were talking about Bloodhounds. But yeah, House of Ninjas. She says that she fell asleep during the House of Ninja show, and I wonder if that's
dude. Like I can see why.
Because I feel like you're expecting a lot of action, and then it goes into like talking points more. Because
which I like, which I'm okay with. Like, yeah. This is why I'm like, okay, cool. I saw the first episode. I know what to expect now.
Yeah,
you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I went in with a bit of an actiony Bloodhounds expectation, and I got a talky Dune expectation instead. Yeah. And like, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, it is what it is. Oh, Bunraku. That was the movie I was talking about with Josh Hartnett. Yeah, and Ron Perlman and Gact. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember that. It was very like a Japanese.
Dude, that was early spaghetti western, Japanese spaghetti western Netflix.
You could tell it was on like a set.
Yeah,
because all the stuff you could tell it was like all fucking weird, like cutout shapes and shit in the background.
Yeah, dude, it was horrible. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I had one expectation. It gave me something else, but I'm not pissed off that I didn't get what I wanted to, or what I thought I was getting originally.
Yeah.
Because like I still came into this like I said, I was expecting Bloodhounds except ninjas, right? I got like, you know, a really, really talky Ninja Kamui.
Yeah, Ninja Kamui. It reminded me of an old movie called Red Shadow. That was a ninja film a long time ago, and it kind of like it walked on the line of it being a serious film about ninjas and people and comedy. Like it was just really awkward. It was like what was that movie with Dumb? It was like Dumb and Dumber with ninjas. That's really what it was. So it was kind of like, it sounds weird as fuck, but when I look at a comedy, when it comes to that, I look at like City Hunter or like the Jackie Chan films with the slapstick comedy, like back in the day, Charlie Chaplin stuff. If not, then I look at like Kung Pao. Like if it's gonna walk a little bit like more into the serious shit, I'm gonna get lost. I'm gonna get really fucking lost because I think it's a period piece. But I think it's a watch. I think it's something that if you sit down and watch and you don't go into it thinking it's just like a typical action, you know, film, and go into it thinking like it's a real show, like something that's based on some serious talking points and some writing, I think you can get out of it. I think you can get some really, really good stuff out of it.
Honestly, man, if you just leave your expectations at the door and just enjoy it for what it is, I really think you're going to have a good time with it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, don't be so fucking critical about everything. Yeah, you know, and you should be going into cinema with more open minds, because unfortunately, like, and what we had our discussion earlier between, you know, Dune and Star Wars, I think is also a great representation of that. The way of making films is different now. These are 50-year differences, 60-year differences. You know, so times have changed. The way of writing has changed. The way of storytelling has changed. You know, cinematography has changed. Things have evolved. Mm-hmm. You know, the way that we shoot our action sequences are different now. You know, and and you know, like even with our you know, and I might be pinching a nerve here with Chris, but like even our comic book storytelling is different now.
Oh, dude, must have.
You know, and even the way like we have, and unfortunately now the way that we make our comic book movies, it's different now. You know, it's evolved, and that's not saying that like it's bad or something like that, but it leaves a lot to be desired. You know, at least in this aspect.
An extra chromosome.
Yeah,
that's really evolved. It's got a bigger forehead and shit.
But yeah, it got something wrong with it. There's something wrong with that boy. But you know, I'm hoping that things change, you know, with the comic book genre, and you know, we kind of get off of that funk that's going on in Marvel and DC and stuff like that.
And that's gonna be more
later because because more so like on my previous discussion was just saying, you know, like the genres may have stayed the same, but the way that we deliver them is different. You know, and you know, especially the blending of certain genres. And I think Dune is like one of those really, really good talking points for that, because like you would not expect a space opera to have the action that the first one did. You know?
Well, I mean, not only that, you don't expect it to have like the political jargon of like talks of like the Israel and Palestine and the Middle East and Georgia during the Russian invasion and like all of that stuff. You don't expect.
Well, I mean, you're still not really getting that, right? If you make those distinctions, that's entirely on you. Yeah, that's entirely on you. Yeah. I mean, this could be like more along the lines of like, I mean, like fascism, you know, in a sense.
Yeah, that was a big thing back in the day.
You know, but to hit on more on the nose is just religious zealotry. You know, you find people who are just so devoted to their religion that they do incredibly dangerous things and bad things in the name of a good message, you know, an originally good message.
True.
And it's one of those things where, you know, at least in Dune, knowing what I know now, you know, about the story, it's one of those things where, especially, I have a feeling it's really going to, because Denis Villeneuve has already said, I'm going to do a third one. Yeah, he's going to do Dune Messiah, which means the Paul Atreides, he will tell the whole Paul Atreides story. Yeah. Because like it really just ends in Messiah. Like Children of Dune, you know, like he's in it, but he's not in it for very, very long. Like it's more about his kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Paul Atreides story is going to be, you know, the first Dune and then Dune Messiah.
Yeah. Going back to the conversation of House of Ninjas and all that stuff, David, I wanted to ask you, were you like a big martial arts movie guy growing up? I know you always talk about banana ears and all this stuff, so you probably saw the Jackie Chan in Mexico movies like I did on the Spanish channel. But what was your favorite martial arts film growing up?
I mean, it wasn't so much martial arts, bro, but it had to be Mortal Kombat, bro, the first one.
Oh shit,
that's a martial arts movie. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, technically, yeah. I mean, Chris was in it, and he was in Highlander, so. Yeah, so I kind of you could chalk that up, and then the main actor was a martial arts guy. Everybody,
exactly, dude. And then Johnny Cage. I mean, dude, like he's a martial arts practitioner.
Yeah, so that's I would chalk that up as a martial arts film.
Yeah, man, I'd give it to you. You know,
so what do you think now of the nowadays format for the Mortal Kombat story? We just recently got the Mortal Kombat film. They're working on a part 2. Carl Urban's going to.
They already finished. They already wrapped. They're in post right now.
What do you think of the new Mortal Kombat then?
You know, it's funny because when you guys are talking about, you know, things are different from the writing from back then to now.
Yeah,
it's just crazy because it really is. But when you think about like technology, you think about what's it called, AI and stuff like that all plays a role now when it comes to the writing. So if they can cut a corner, they're cutting the corner to save money, but they should be doing it to cut a corner to produce better content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, quality over quantity.
Yeah, because you think of Mortal Kombat 1, if you say which Mortal Kombat is going to be the best one, I'm going to say the original. You know what I mean?
And I still would agree.
Because I mean, it was funny.
Only crazy people would say like the TV show or something like that.
Because the original one, it was funny. It had some good combat. It had a decent storyline. You look back at now, you're like, that's fucking kind of corny as fuck. You know,
the good corny.
Thing. Yeah, the good kind of corny.
Good corny.
But you know,
what was your favorite scene in that movie?
Bro, when the Sub-Zero and Scorpion come out for the first time, bro.
Oh, okay.
These are my fighters.
In the boat, right?
Yeah, in the fucking boat.
When they come on the boat and everybody's getting all fucking ready to bang and shit. Shang Tsung's like, whoa, kick it. Raiden's like, not now. We gotta wait to the battlefield. Triggs, what about you? What about the first Mortal Kombat movie?
Dude, 10 out of 10. Are you serious? Like, if you don't watch it, yeah.
If you can remember, what's your favorite scene?
The pop-up scene that Liu Kang does after his first fight. He's in the sand and I forget who he's fighting.
He's fighting a rando. It's just the dude that everyone was like, "Yo, is that Eddie Gordo from Tekken?"
Yeah, and he's fighting like Eddie Gordo, right? And he beats the snap out of him, or like he happens to like kick him just right, and he like falls, but you just see him just like pop up, but it's the line of sand that follows right after, and I was like, oh, that's such a good shot, dude.
It's like a slow-mo kick up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I get you. That's like a
and then you have the like right after that.
And the guy does some shit and he has like a growl. Remember, he growls for no reason.
Dude, and it's every Capoeira guy with dreads that gets the shit kicked out of him.
Shit beat out of him, dude.
Yeah, dude. I was at
he even gets a fucking bow staff to fight him with and he still loses, dude. What a loser.
Like
I don't want that guy representing us in Earth shit.
Yeah.
That's so funny. My favorite scene was Johnny Cage walking through the forest before he fights Scorpion. And like they're in like a big wooded area. What's up, Dale? Good to see you, my man. And what is it? Fucking Scorpion stands and the little duckbill harpoon comes out of his fucking hand, and Johnny Cage is like, the fuck? And then he's like, get over here. But like the visual of like the trees, they have to be like in a national park because all the trees are lined up specifically in lines. I don't know if you know this, they're gridded like for every like 15 feet, there's a tree planted. So like, it's just very nicely put, but for some fucking reason, I don't know why, like right before the scene starts, Scorpion's cartwheels into the middle between all the trees. And I was like, this is your fucking pride and joy, bro. You couldn't have done a backflip. You had to do a fucking cartwheel, you cheap shit. But speaking about Ray Parks played Reptile in that movie.
Yeah.
He played Reptile and he did a real good fucking job during that time. John Castillo, my boy from Corpus Christi, homie, says the new Mortal Kombat now explains more, which is great. The older ones just kept it as a video game story, but that's what it was, dude. Yeah. It was a video game story.
That's what everybody remembered it as.
Yep.
And then especially in that, like in like you know mid 90s, like in that era, right? You know,
like to have that simple storytelling.
Yeah, dude. Like you know, and yet again, like the evolution, bro. You got Power Rangers in the early 90s, and then you have Power 17
Power Rangers now. Yeah.
You know, and like, bro, it's like two totally different ways of telling a story.
Yeah.
You know, Zordon's a punk, and you know, like Rita Repulsa's a bitch. It's okay.
True that.
How do we tell that story?
It's like Rita Alpha comes out and goes,
yep. If he doesn't do that at least once, this move,
zone or whatever.
Yeah. So 65 million years.
Then the coffee shop. Elizabeth says, honestly, Raul Julia being Bison is still one of my favorite portrayals in video game character, regardless of the rest of the movie was. But martial arts movies, Bloodsport and Roadhouse, there's just some kicks in there. Yeah, that's true. Roadhouse was pretty good. Bloodsport was a fun movie. But even though it's based on Frank Dux, who is the biggest fucking con man in the world, in the martial arts world, just made up his whole fucking shtick about all that shit.
Yeah, dude, Bloodsport is literally just an autobiography about nothing.
Yeah, it's super crazy, dude, because he claimed all that shit to be real and it wasn't. But then you look at like karate combat nowadays, like the MMA full contact kickboxing, and it's all set in like environments like that movie. Yeah. The fucking stage is like curved up, like you're fighting on a fucking half pipe for no reason.
Everyone still uses Dukes Ryu or whatever.
Yeah, and fucking everyone's just screaming with one fist in the air. Someone's like, twist his dick off and rip it off. Or whatever. You're like, oh, rip his dick off. Yeah, rip his dick off. That's so funny. Chrissy says, I think the first movie I ever saw was with my brother, actually. That's funny. He showed me this ninja movie where the ninja was like a possessed girl. Shit, that's like very vague. That's like literally
ninja possessed. You know what?
Was it an anime or was it a movie? That's a weird call. But yeah, it's gonna be what it is. I don't even know what it is. Best gift to use in teams, though. That's funny. My favorite movie, one of my favorite martial arts movies was, of course, Shanghai Express, which was a Jackie Chan film.
Dude, there is one.
Shanghai Noon or
Shanghai Domination.
Which one?
Ninja 3: The Domination.
Oh God, that just sounds bad. It sounds like something from Blockbuster that my brother would rent. That's
oh
what
my
that
God,
sounds
this
like.
looks horrible.
Yeah, that's Bobby for you. If you ever wanted-
1980, dude, this is a 1984 movie.
Yeah, that would be Bobby. That's straight up a movie. That is a real movie my brother probably picked. I'm sorry, Chrissy. I'm sorry.
Right now, she's like, I will never watch another fucking ninja movie again.
If you ever want to watch a good, funny martial arts film on Amazon Prime, if you go look up videos, look up City Hunter with Jackie Chan, and you'll get a hoot out of it. City Hunter is great. And I just heard today that they're remaking City Hunter as a series. And I
heard that.
Guarantee
I heard that.
you're going to have a great fucking time with it. It's a really great comedy. It's a really great comedy. But yeah, if you guys get a chance, I know it's super off topic, but House of Ninjas is not bad, but it's not your typical martial arts ninja film. It's a lot more grounded and serious in the sense of a drama. Go check it out, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. But you got to treat it like a drama, though. I want to go onwards into our next two topics before it gets too late. I don't want to keep you guys up too late, of course. Onwards to something, and I bet you Triggs is probably going to be more invested in this than I am, even though I got to see already the first episode. David, I don't know if you got to see this yet, but we all know about it because we've been in the convention scene for a long time. Avatar: The Last Airbender got its reboot, and the reviews are kind of in the mid. But Triggs,
I don't know why, dude. This is amazing.
Have you been able to watch it?
Oh, I've watched the first 3 episodes. I'm on episode 3 right now. Yet again, dude, I've been busy and I've been juggling so many things. I'm trying to watch Four Knights of the Apocalypse, Solo Leveling, Ninja Kamui, Avatar, and House of Ninjas all at the same time.
Dave is just trying to fucking.
I'm just trying to live, dude.
He's just trying to get to his fucking business on time. Jesus Christ!
I'm trying to get to Dune, bro. First,
yeah, dude.
Fucking Triggs hype that shit up.
That's it right there. That's my year journey right there. It's gonna take me a whole year to watch it. Avatar: The Last Airbender just dropped. A lot of people that I've noticed that are fans of the series are really excited for what's come out.
Honestly, dude, it's solid. It's solid as fuck, bro. Like, for real. It really feels like the cartoon show.
Really, and that's where I kind of got the vibe from. I saw the first episode, and I almost felt like it was like the way that they handled One Piece. Like there was a lot of respect for the source material.
Yes, I will say this though, is that whatchamacallit, in One Piece, I'm really gonna have to feel like they took some creative liberties with certain things, needed to, because obviously we're adapting an anime to live action. Yeah. Still, nonetheless, dude, like I had a lot of fun with I had a lot of fun with One Piece. So much so that I'm now almost justifying doing the whole 1,000 episodes of One Piece. I know that I need to do a lot more drugs before I really, commit to that. But that's something that, because I've been reading it. I've been reading it for about 300 issues now. But I'm not reading the beginning. I'm just getting context clues about stuff, and I'm now just caught up with what's going on. There's absolutely no way in fucking hell I'm gonna do 1,100 issues of
well, there's also One Piece, which is like the breakdown of all the episodes that you can watch, kind of like broken down with all the fillers removed.
Yeah, with all that dead.
Yeah, that one seems a little bit more digestible, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. But I tried to do that. I got up to like, I don't even know what season, but yeah. Then I just automatically jumped to the ending because I preferred the art and animation of recent times. But yeah, Last Airbender dropped. Right now, I believe it sits on like a 59.60 on Rotten Tomatoes. Let me check that real quick just to be sure.
I don't know, but what do you think? Because to me, the only One Piece I saw was a live action. You think this one's going to live up to it or no?
Oof. Like in terms of like story delivery or
bro, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't seen an episode at this moment, so at least not yet.
Yeah, no, dude, this is gonna be this is solid. I'm telling you this right now, dude. It's solid as fuck.
Right now, Rotten Tomato, the critic scores sits on a 60, which is with like 58 reviews, right? So you have to be kind of like blue checked mark to be on that list. But the audience scores at 75 and it's got over 1,000 ratings. But the problem with that is like 75% of 1,000 compared to 60 of 58. It's a huge margin of difference. So yeah, it's looking like it's about mid when it comes to the people that are watching it. I'm guessing the people that are the fans are the ones that saying that it's amazing. Then you have your people that are watching it that are kind of casual about both of them, but watch films and they're saying it's mid. And then the critics, of course, are, tearing shit into it because it's not Oscar winning or whatever.
Yeah, which to me, it's kind of like, bro, like you set yourself up for failure when you're expecting Godfather level cinema. True. You know, like if that's what you came in for, you're fucking stupid. Yeah. Like this was never going to live up to your expectation. Like if you're expecting fucking Star Wars level of action, you're going to get that.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get Godfather level, cinema and log and stuff like that. It's not happening.
Yeah, true.
But nonetheless, dude, it's fun. It has a good story that it keeps very true to. The actors look a lot more like the characters that they're portraying than the movie did.
Yes.
I can understand the CGI is a little wonky. Okay, we got it. Guys, we suffered through fucking She-Hulk. We're gonna be okay, guys.
Well, even the first live action of this film, even the first live action of the Avatar: The Last Airbender film was like CG was really bad.
Not as wonky as this one can be sometimes, dude.
Oh, okay. So it's looking a little bit.
And yeah, dude. And the girl who plays Suki is what's up, dude. That girl's the truth.
Suki, that's the other Avatar chick, right?
No. You're thinking of Kyoshi. Suki. Yeah, Avatar.
The Alaskan chick. This one or what? I don't know.
No. I don't know if she's gonna come out.
Is it the little Asian girl? They're all
Here, hold on. Rewind.
Yeah, she's like she has like paint on her face, bro. She came in on fucking trending and shit.
The one with the eyeshadow. The one that has like the color of green and yellow.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's two of them that look exactly alike that come
That's
out.
Racist.
I know. Well, guess what? They're all Asian, so okay. That's Arden Cho, and she actually came out in Teen Wolf, but no, that's not who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Suki is like one of the first love interests of Sokka.
Did you know one of the this girl?
Her. Yes.
Yeah,
her.
That's the chick with the she has like the big golden thing on her head.
Yeah. And she dresses exactly the same way that Avatar Kyoshi did. She's a Kyoshi warrior.
Mm. They're like the people that protect that or follow that.
Yeah, that particular like Earth Kingdom.
Yeah. I got you. She's like a wind burner or something, or wind.
No, she's a Kyoshi warrior, so she's not a bender.
Was it Lemony Snicket right here? What's he doing?
Right. The series of unfortunate bending.
Unfortunate bendable events.
Yeah.
Look at that cool ass shot, dude. I'm trying to find a cool shot. I had one earlier. Okay, fuck it. The back of this kid's head's fine.
Yeah, dude. Anytime he goes Avatar State is always hard as fuck.
Like OP, dude. That's
it's hard as fuck.
So, what do you think, Triggs? You've been watching 3 episodes. You're kind of casually a fan of the old series. Is it a do or don't?
It's absolutely a do.
It's a do.
Yeah, like this to me is like the revival of Power Rangers that we need, because like we got the Power Rangers movie in like 2017, 2018 or whatever, and it was subpar. We got the M. Night Shyamalan, Avatar, Last Airbender, and it was really subpar.
It was wonky as fuck, dude.
Yeah. And a hard watch. But yeah, and then we have this, dude, and it's just a really, really good breath of fresh air. And it's so good because like you know, this is just one of those where like, okay, you guys can get it right. And you know what? Hats off to Netflix, bro, because they're really, really doing things right when it comes to adaptations of prior stories.
I 100% agree with that. Yu Yu Hakusho was a really good show too.
Oh my God, yet again. Like, no, it was not faithful, but it was still really good. Yeah, it was good. But One Piece, relatively faithful, super good.
Yep.
I mean, the guy, like the guy who plays Luffy is all about being Luffy.
Yeah,
all about being Luffy.
But then again, it's like, okay, like let me ask you guys a question then, because Yu Yu Hakusho, I thought they did fairly well.
No, I'm not saying they didn't do well. I'm just saying that the story was not at all what it was.
No, I know, but like what I'm saying is like they did fairly well in the sense of like trying to stick as closely as they can to the source material, you know, the actors, the look.
See, this is where me being you is right now, because like in those, I'm kind of like a continuity Nazi. Yeah, you know, stickler, and
not too bad.
And you're kind of just like, hey man, you know, there's a couple liberties. Yeah,
but if you go back and watch the original series, it's very much cut and dry.
Yeah,
it's
it really
like,
is.
You know, guy dies first episode, goes to heaven.
Yeah, and then he starts shooting stuff with his finger.
Yeah, he just starts shooting shit from his fingers and shit.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things like, would that frame of him being a lot of like jargon of him being dead and talking and floating and watching his family and episodes going by and stuff, would that have worked? Nah, they'd have to cut it short. Got to get to the action, and they only have like, you know, 8 or 7 episodes in budget or whatever. So I get it. I get what they're doing. But is it like too far-fetched on the time frame for them to make this successful? Because in my opinion, Yu Yu Hakusho was pretty popular back in the day, but you'd have to be like an old school anime fan, which a lot of people aren't. They're a bunch of weeaboos. They're a bunch of like these new kids, right? But those kids did grow up with The Last Airbender, like Avatar: The Last Airbender. But is it too out of time frame for it to be highly successful?
Because, no, I don't think so. Because like even then, you know,
what I mean by that is because of the fan base. Like the fan base, it doesn't feel as big as One Piece. Because One Piece fans are still active because it's a current show that's still.
Well, I was about to say, I was like, yeah, well, that's also the biggest difference right now is the fact that like One Piece is still ongoing.
It's still ongoing.
You know, like Yu Yu Hakusho, you know, came and went already.
Yeah, it's only on like video games or whatever. So like in this situation, it's kind of like the reinvigoration of like not the last Samurai. What was it? Samurai Jack. Everyone was super excited for it, but no one was coming in those troves to see it on television when it was promoted, and when it would debut. Everyone was just excited for it to return. So we are.
So just to give a little bit of frame of reference, right? The original run of the manga for Yu Yu Hakusho ended in 94.
Yes.
Right? One Piece came out 3 years almost to the day later.
Yeah. I mean, it's still ongoing.
Oh yeah, and it's still ongoing, which is fucking ridiculous.
So we can all agree that right now, like the hype for The Last Airbender does not reach what One Piece got. The live action.
No. It doesn't. And you know, like, but that's also the thing that kind of sets these two apart is that the fandom for One Piece is a lot more ever reaching than Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
Because like the fandom for Avatar I've been seeing, at least for me in my experience, is there's a lot more hype around Korra than there was around Aang.
Oh, the secondary character.
The second.
The girl that's this one, right? She's the young Alaskan girl, right?
Yes, but Korra's the second Avatar. Like once Aang dies, there's a new. Yeah, she's a new. Yeah, she becomes the new Avatar.
But this is her, isn't it? That's her.
No, that's Katara.
That's the mom.
No,
Korra's like this.
No. Yeah, no. Korra is not at all related to Aang at all. The only commonality that Korra and Aang have is that they happen to both be avatars.
Oh, okay. I thought they were always related. My bad.
No. So the way that it works, and they say this in the first episode, is that every time an avatar dies, it switches which bender it originates from. currently
Cool.
the Avatar is currently an Airbender. That's why, like in the first episode, they all die because like the Fire Lord Sozin was like, okay, well, right now there's only like the Airbenders have an Avatar, and he should be around by now, so we're gonna kill him.
What's up, Mark? Good to see you, my man.
Yeah, we're just gonna kill all of them. I don't know which one it is, so I'm just gonna get rid of all of them.
Fucking guilty by association.
Pretty much.
Elizabeth also says, I didn't mind the live action Bleach. Still haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist live action, but I think those have helped Netflix get better options for what they're adapting to live action and bringing it over. True that.
At least in the Japanese world, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that High Low did not, disappoint either.
It's good. I'm a big fan
there's
of it,
what 7 High Low films in fucking Netflix right now or some shit.
Yeah, all 6 of them are there. Like 6 or 7 of them. And they're I tell everybody, they're like the Avengers Infinity War all the way to Endgame, kind of like continuity telling. I know it sounds weird as fuck.
Dude, I'm really gonna have to watch every single one of them and be like, okay.
You're gonna get hooked. And the reason why is because you're gonna be like, holy shit, I didn't know like all the stuff that happened in part 1 gravitates all the way to part 6 in some way of this like.
See, but you know what? I'd rather see. For me, I thought Crow, like, because it's basically the same premise, right?
Yes.
Like originally is Crows Explode. The Crows movies.
Crow Zero. Crow Zero.
Yeah.
Okay,
and like
that's
it's basically the same premise.
That's the cool part. Is the last film is called High and Low Cross, and it's a crossover with Crow Zero. They bring that school in, and it's like, but it's a new time, so it's new people that are in charge of the school, and they're fucking hoss, dude. Like it's literally those guys are the guys from Tokyo Revengers.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
It's there's like the main guy's literally Rio, and he's Mikey. So he comes in and he's already like a hoss, dude. So
he's like, what's up, dude? I'm really good at cooking. You want to get kicked in the face?
No, it's even cooler than that, bro. It's way even cooler than that. I tell everybody all the time, like what's nuts is like that character comes in and
I got him started. Hey, guys, I apologize. This is on me.
High and low. I'm just gonna say cross. Yeah, look, he's right there. Like, well, there you go. Now I got like hospital shit. Now you guys see what I'm.
See, there you go. That's what you get for getting all excited. Okay?
Sorry if my fucking herpes medication pops up or whatever.
Yeah, it's for my dick enlargement.
Netflix knowing that I was sick for like a week, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's my dick enlargement. Sorry.
So like again, like what's cool about these stories is like I'm not gonna play any sound, but each character has a theme, like a boy band. So like you got your like quiet guys with the ponytails, blondies, and you got your crazy dudes. Like everybody has a theme. And like there's your Sasuke guy like in the middle, and there's your Goku in the middle. This guy's a Sasuke, this is a best friend, and then all of a sudden like here comes literally Mikey and the Tokyo Revengers guys.
The Tokyo Avengers.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Look, even the suit's literally based on him. Like even the way he walks in, but he happens to be like 8 feet tall and like the biggest Asian kid that's like half Asian, half white that you'll ever meet in your life. Like he's a stud, dude. Look at this dude. Like MMA fighter in real life.
I just want to let you know
that guy's 40, bro. There's no way that's a high school kid. That dude that just walked in straight up for you.
Dude, you like 40.
No, look at this dude right here, bro. Stop picking up your kids and hanging around with your kids' friends. But that's literally like the Tokyo event. They're like famous. There's Suzanne. That's a school that's from Crow Zero. Look, there's your Beavis and Butthead guy, dude. And dude, it's a shonen, bro. This guy showed up because of the power of friendship.
Get the fuck out. You know what? It really is because now there's a time skip because this is, with crows, there's a time skip. And all right. This is a shonen.
Yeah, it's a shonen.
See, this is how you sell me. That's how you sell me. This is a shonen.
Like, that's it. That's all you got to do, Chris. Yeah.
Why didn't you lead with that?
Because this was the recent film. I couldn't lead with it 4 years ago.
Yeah, you could have. Dude, this is shonen.
Look, he's like,
friendship always wins.
Biggest Asian dude. Just fucking dudes up.
This is like a never back down movie, bro.
37 dudes all at the same time.
Dynasty Warriors in live action, bro.
Oh my god, dude, this is hilarious. And he's like, hold on, let me just kick this dude.
Yeah, he's like, I like to fight dirty and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to show you guys too much because this is like spoiler talks. But I'm telling you, like, Netflix is doing something right.
This is
Netflix
fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it, and you know what's even crazier? There's another one, and I recommend it also. Netflix, I'm telling you, man, they're killing, man.
Dude, the Extraction movies, I'm telling you, bro, like they're
that's on Prime,
hitting.
right?
No, Extraction is on Netflix. The Chris Hemsworth movies.
That's right. What am I talking about? This one. This is called Kingdom.
Oh yeah, dude, you're still on that shit.
It's good. If you like Dynasty Warriors,
I never really got into Dynasty Warriors, dude.
You never played Dynasty Warriors? No,
I didn't say that. I just said I wasn't a big Dynasty Warriors fan.
Well, like in the concept of it, it's not necessarily Dynasty Warriors. It's more of like a timepiece.
But you know what the funny thing is that there's 3 other Kingdom franchises on Netflix.
Yes. Yeah.
The other one is based off of the manga.
That's this one.
No. I'm talking about the Korean zombie one.
Oh, that's a manhwa.
Kingdom. Yeah,
that's a Korean manhwa, isn't it? Like a manga from Korea. This is the Kingdom from Japan.
The real one.
Yeah, the real one. You know that fake ass Korean shit.
Yeah,
and stealing from everybody. God damn it, guys! If you have a chance, and what's cool about it, again, it's on the 3rd film of this, and I'm not gonna lie, man. It's pretty good. And if I'm not mistaken, Sook's in this one also. There he is. Tamagotchi's right there.
Oh yeah, Sook Takagachi.
Yep. He plays one of the guards, the guardsman for the king, who screwed everybody over. So yeah, again, highly out there if you guys go check it out. And there's a Lebu if you ever played Dynasty Warrior. Yeah. That's the Lebu.
Chinese.
Yeah, but it's not the Chinese one. This is the Japanese one. And again, there's part 2, there's part 3. A very, very good story put together and stuff. You guys check it out. But Triggs, before we go, since you're the one that's kind of been a little bit deeper in it, rating for your Last Airbender, and do you recommend it for us to check out and watch?
8 out of 10, absolutely.
Excellent. David, you're gonna try to watch it after Dune?
Bro, definitely after Dune. I'll probably watch it before Dune, but I think since I'm not super into the anime, One Piece kind of got me to want to watch the anime. Just I don't want to do 1,000 episodes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this is gonna buy me in because the quality should be. I don't think it's gonna live up to the One Piece, but it's got to be better.
True. There's a part of me that doesn't think it's gonna be as well put together as the One Piece series, or at least like. I don't know. Like, I feel like you have to be a really big fan of Avatar to want to sit through the whole thing. I don't know, Triggs. You might have to like tell me if I'm wrong on that. Like, you'd have to be really about it to want to be able to sit through the whole series
of Avatar.
The Last Airbender.
No.
You think it's a sell for like just the
absolutely, dude. Because that's what I mean. The whatchamacallit, the original cartoon was self-serving by itself. So if you got into it because you liked it. I'm saying that this series is very close to that. It's very close to that to that original feel. So I think that if you got into it, organically by yourself without watching Avatar, you should be able to get into it. And if you want to watch the original TV show, by all means, it's there on Netflix. And granted, it's a lot longer, but I mean, there's just a little bit more, storytelling in between with certain things. For me, like, there's only certain things that I want to see out of Avatar, and that's like, there's like a couple of things with Katara, a couple of things with Sokka, but like with Aang, only one or two. And the first one, I would have to say it's when he fights Azula for the first time and gets his shit pushed in. And the second time is I think probably right after that, because I think it's season 3 when this happens, is where they steal Appa, and he just goes fucking berserk.
Oh nuts!
He's like, where's Appa? Where's my bison?
And he's all lit up, right? He's just...
And then after that, because he's bald at this point, and then he just goes Avatar state. That's it. Yeah. Like doesn't even give this dude a chance to defend himself. Boom. Where's my bison? Avatar state. Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah, church. Um, so with that being said, going into the next part of the conversation, I want to ask you guys this. While I play the trailer for the thing we're talking about, there's been a huge influx in film cinematography with the nature of Japanese kind of like themed films and stories and making them very cinematography based, where like the visuals are like way more astronomical than what a lot of the Asian films were putting out before, where it was based on just the action itself. Now it's based on the visuals. Recently we got a trailer for probably one of the coolest series that's coming out that looks fantastic, called Shogun. And with that, I want to ask you guys, like, what is it about the Asian culture and cinema that sells it to us, that makes us super hype? Right now, as being told, it's only got like 18 reviews because it hasn't been released and it's only been early viewing, but it's at 100%. 100% that this thing is like out there for the critics. And I'm not talking about the audience. I'm talking about critics, that this is at an 18%. Why are we so fascinated with the Japanese culture and what makes it sell when it comes to film?
Honestly, man, you know why? Like in very, very simple terms, man, you know, like the Japanese, sorry, the American, average American viewer loves action, right? I mean, look at John Wick. Look at the way that John Wick, you know, has influenced current action sequences. You know, it's amazing. What does the Japanese do very well in their cinema?
Just gorgeous fighting, dude. Gorgeous,
incredible looking fight scenes. Of course, we're gonna eat that shit up. We're gonna eat it up like fucking shrimp fried rice, you know. But that's the thing, dude. You know, like there's always this allure to their culture. You know, there is an allure there. You know, whether it be with the samurai or their culture as a whole, even their religious deities. There's a lot of allure, and dude, these guys are excellent storytellers. Storytellers. I mean, look at High and Low. To literally just put a nail on the head. There you go. I mean, there's 7 fucking movies of that.
David, what were you saying?
School fighting each other. Of just kids in high school fighting each other. There's 7 fucking movies.
David, what were you gonna say right now?
No, I'm just saying, bro, like when it comes to this and like our culture, we love the action and everything, but when it typically comes to these movies, they're either going to be really fucking good or we're going to be talking trash about them. Like there's no
or really bad, right?
There's no real in between. It goes with the movies and the TV shows. So that's like I don't know if you guys remember Into the Badlands.
Oh yeah, dude.
So like some people shit on it. I thought it was fucking
great. It got kind of mid towards the end, but you know, yeah, dude, I loved it.
Of course, but you know what I mean. Like either our culture loves the action, the storytelling, or it's complete garbage. Like we don't have an in between when it comes to that particular culture in movies.
But like, okay, so like in the process of what I was telling you guys earlier, like I like the Kingdom story, and it's hard for me to get people behind it, even though it's culturally, you know, a lot of action. But is it like because of the fact that when you look at something like this, right, you could tell, like we were talking about earlier, where this is like a Godfather version of telling of like The Last Samurai, where you could tell there's a lot of effort in being like, yo, we're shooting to make an actual art piece.
Well, like, yeah, and not at all to cut you off, dude. But I really have to say that this also lends credence because this is based off of a book.
Yes, an old book, but it's a good book.
Yeah, this has a basis behind it. So, and on top of that, you have him headlining this fucking show. That alone is like enough. Yeah. You have Hiroyuki Sanada in this. You have me. That's it.
And that's because he was very well in The Last Samurai, and this story seems like it's very, very close to the same story.
John Wick? You know,
no. I mean, like action story-wise, like he's really amazing at what he does.
Yeah.
But like we all know The Last Samurai was probably one of the greatest like Japanese feudal Japan samurai stories told in the last like decade when
years,
it comes to filming. Yeah, like literally, you can like put it up, and fucking Tom Cruise is in it. Like, holy shit! Like, if you were gonna tell me that one of the greatest Japanese samurai storytelling was gonna have fucking Tom Cruise in it, I would think you're a fucking nuts person. But I mean, they did it, and it's really great. I watch it like almost every other month. Like, I love that story, and he happens to be one of the greatest characters in that movie. And then
if not the best, if not the best, especially with like the best character development.
Like the way he portrays these type of roles, like, dude, it's literally like someone from that time period. Like, that's what it is. It's so good on the way he does his stuff. And now he's a producer in this show. Now he's a producer and a character. David, what do you think, man?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, and honestly, bro, if it has really good action, I'm hooked. If it's 100% on the ratings, I mean, it's already telling you something.
Yeah, it's telling you something great.
Because
I'm excited for it. I'm a big enthusiast when it comes to the samurai stuff. I train Iaido, which is a samurai's Japanese martial arts. Like, I've been doing sword work for years. It's something that I've dedicated a lot of my life to. So being able to see portrayals, Americanized studios working for a culture to explain diversity and building up cultures like this, like seeing this is like watching like Apocalypto, or what was that movie, Apocalypto, which is the one that Mel Gibson made about the Aztecs.
Oh yeah, the Aztecs, yeah.
Like, that movie synonymously kind of gave you like a really great storytelling of that culture. And I feel like there's so much rich storytelling to do with those kind of pieces now, especially with the way technology is, where you can literally go 4K, dropping so much beautiful color, like low light shots, like doing amazing drone shots, CG of like mountaintops. Like it's crazy. If you watch the backgrounds to this film, in the sense of like set designs, like in the locations that they're like that right there, they're in fucking Vancouver, Canada, bro. Like, they didn't film any of this in Japan. Like, they're in fucking Vancouver. Like, how crazy is that to know that, like, these sides are fucking Canada, not Japan. And they're selling it to us because of the fact that they were able to put finances behind it and make this come to life. You know what I mean? Make it all a beautiful storytelling and it come to life in a controlled environment. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I can't really wait to see it. It looks really, really amazing. Yeah, Shogun FX. It's going to be coming out a mini series that's going to be off the chain amazing, guys. And for our last
let me look up when it comes out, dude.
Go for it, brother.
Yeah, because I'm 100% about this.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous, dude. Like, I'm telling you, like, it looks fantastic.
The 27th. They're going to be they're going to be releasing the first 2 episodes on the 27th. So literally on Tuesday, everybody, on Hulu and FX. And this will be and this will be a 10 episode series releasing weekly.
Oh, it's gonna be by date or what? It's gonna be like a like every episode is gonna be released per weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think it's worth it. It looks nice. It's not a
dude, for this one, absolutely. Like, dude, you know what? Cool.
Yeah,
like,
it's not She-Hulk.
Because this isn't one of those, fucking She-Hulks where, I'm having to watch Megan Thee Stallion or whatever the fuck, or fucking whoever the fuck Titania was, fuck up the show.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But okay, so that's a good point you brought up, Triggs. It's a good point because this brings up our last talking point for the night. And this is going to be more of a discussion. I don't think it'll be a debate because I think we'll all kind of correlate across the board. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because it's something that I've talked about for a long time. And I feel like Brian and yourself, Triggs, like, you guys are starting to see it where it's like, well, you know what? Like, it was a chance they took and it doesn't work. But we look at the current success of Madam Web, right? And there was a lot of people that came out and, gave their honesty because, they really shot in the dark for it, telling people that they were really excited for it and it didn't work, even though it was coming from a company that didn't have a lot of structure in making successful things other than animation, which, DC suffers from the same thing. But recently I saw there has been some influencers that have came out to side and defend the defaming of Madam Web. They're kind of like out there being like, hey guys, you know what? Like, it's easy to attack low hanging fruit, but what about the positive stuff? And in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. Like we got some white knights. We're at the time in our life where people are like, look, we know they're bad, but don't pick on them because that's not fair. But of course, you've seen me before, Triggs. You've known me for a long time. David knows me too. Like you have to hold people accountable for what they're doing, because when it fails and it's about a community, they tear everything down. So like for me, and
especially with the comic book continuity, you know, or like community, dude. Like
it's true.
You know,
true.
like call it what you will, dude. But like, unfortunately, a lot of continuities nowadays, or like communities nowadays, are super toxic in their own right.
True.
You know, Star Wars. I mean, you know, Star Wars being, you know, like fucking horrible, dude.
Yeah,
horrible.
But in the concept of it, like, okay, so in all of these different IPs, we've got an influx of people that have entered into the realm of creating comic books and writing for them, that all feel that their standings on what moral stature or political nature they want to stand on is more important than creating something that people really want to read about. So like they've kind of taken it into their own, they've taken it on their own personalities to be like, well, you know what? Superman's going to be gay because I wanted to be gay, and you guys need to learn about gay. And us being that we've been in the realm for, 30, 40 years, the character really hasn't had a lot of change, and kind of we understand who he is as a person or what they're writing. To make such a dynamic change in a character like that and then do it from like a sharp corner turn, it destroys you from feeling like it's authentic.
While I will agree with you wholeheartedly on that, this is really apples to oranges when it comes to a bad adaptation of a film of a superhero franchise to thing like Jonathan Kent, like him liking dudes.
Yeah, but when they did it, of course, I think we talked about this too. They made the character.
I mean, because they also made fucking Damian Wayne gay, or fucking whichever goddamn
that was
son gay again.
The last one.
Yeah, who the fuck? One. Tim Drake. Yeah, they made him. Yeah, they made him gay or bi or whatever. And I was kind of like, okay, like this dude like pulled right, like before all of this. Yeah. Like he wasn't Jason Todd, but like, I mean, because dude. If you were a girl in DC Universe, Jason Todd was gonna fuck you. It was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Jason Todd was gonna fuck you.
But you didn't want the Dollar General. You wanted fucking Dick Grayson.
Yeah, you wanted Dick Grayson. You got Jason Todd because you couldn't get Dick Grayson.
Yeah, all the girls look at Jason Todd and they're like, "I can fix him."
Yeah,
I can fix him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, there's something very awkward about the current state of superhero films that we're in. Something very odd. We look at Phase 4, we look at what recently happened with Madam Web, even Morbius, and there's been like an invasion of people that have come into the society of comic books and comic book films that have torn it, in my opinion, have torn it down. There was a moment in film history that we were up there, and Meryl Streep was like, stop, guys, comics aren't that great, comic films aren't, they're not winning awards or anything like that, but we were close. But look at it now. Like Meryl Streep, in my opinion, is correct right now at this moment in comic book film.
Well, yeah, I would say that about comic books. I would have to disagree wholeheartedly on adaptations with nonfiction, backings, because like look at The Last of Us.
I'm talking specifically about comic book films.
Yeah, I know.
Superhero genre.
Nonetheless, like that, those aren't mutually exclusive though. They still have a basis within one another.
I mean, if in the sense of claiming fiction storytelling, right?
Well, not necessarily. Like, granted, the one that I'm about to mention, is still very, very like ground rooted. But it is probably never going to happen. That's The Last of Us. I mean, Pedro Pascal just won an award, a SAG-AFTRA award for a fucking video game,
which was
a fucking I don't know.
David's agreeing with you because he knows.
It's because, bro, you think about it, like, because if you think about the different properties, right? And you said it earlier. I forgot if it was Triggs or Chris that you said it, but. When the quality went down, do you remember? And this is like prime time when we had more control of the IPs. You remember when they did that preview for Sonic and Sonic looked like a fucking dumbass?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And the community just tore it apart.
And we bullied it to make it better, and they made 3-4 movies out of it, plus a spinoff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they listened to that feedback, and now they're just putting little drop hints, little trailers, but they're not listening to the audience no more.
And they're failing. When they're not listening to their audience, the people that pay for the tickets, the ones that go, the ones that love these IPs, they fail. And you want to know what's even crazier about that? I wonder if they got that from this. They released the Chip and Dale film. They put the ugly Sonic in it as like this failure actor in Hollywood. And people wanted to see a movie about that Sonic. Like the one with the
honestly for me, like, and I think you kind of said it best earlier, Chris, like a lot earlier in the in the show, is right now Marvel movies are just trying to tick their boxes. Do we have action? Cool. Do we have bitches? Cool. Do we have a well-known superhero? Check. And okay, we have these things. Put it out. Fucking, fucking wash, rinse, repeat at this point.
But what's been the reason for this? Do you think?
And you can't even say cash grabs anymore because fucking Madame Web.
Yeah, there's nothing behind it, bro. No money. Like, what do you do? Like, okay, so like us at home with our basic computers and, our fucking Google as the way we get information and YouTube, what we're listening to. There's no way that these people with billions of dollars in analytics and understanding of what they're doing in science and experiments and science teams don't see where and why they're failing. There's no way they don't. But they all have to sit there, 30, 40, 80 dudes in a room with all the people that are the investors and be like, it's going to work this time. Like, how do you do it? Like, what do you do? Like, the current state of superhero film, in my opinion, is like on a whole new low. Like, it's in the lowest possible position it could be in. Other than The Boys or Invincible, other than like really like perverse variations of storytelling when it comes to superheroes, nothing's selling. Deadpool's about to drop, and nobody cares that Deadpool is like a dude that shoots gun and can do backflips. They care that he's talking about Disney getting pegged. They care about, him getting fucking pegged himself in his films, or like, again, the oddity of like the perversion of the superhero.
For me, I'd have to say it's just the fact that it's no holds barred with him. Like there's literally nothing that he won't talk about. Yeah. Like when it comes with the Deadpool franchise.
Well, yeah, and I think the first thing, like he took a
I know. Like I'm not saying you're incorrect. I'm not saying you're incorrect. What I'm saying is that's just leaning more into the bigger picture of he doesn't care. He's going to talk about everything, whether it's literally the company that fucking hired him and said, "Go ahead, you have carte blanche. Don't do whatever you want. Like, do what you need to do. Make this $1 billion film." Okay, I want Hugh Jackman. I don't know. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go get Hugh Jackman. Find me money to get Hugh Jackman."
Yeah, get me.
Okay, fine. That's pretty much where it came. They're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you can't write your own jokes." Okay, I can't make you a movie. Okay, you can write your own jokes. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nuts because like, okay,
you can't improv. Okay, I can't make you a movie. Okay, you can improv.
You can improv.
Yeah. Are you fucking serious? Like this is like saying like, "Oh, hey, by the way, Kevin Feige, you can't control your movies anymore." And see what happens. Okay, you've had a 5-year run of shit movies. Cool. Kevin Feige, you have control of your movies again.
Yeah.
Go make them good again, please.
Go make them better.
Yeah. Save us.
Yeah, David, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it's true because with you remember that part in fucking Deadpool where he's like, "Oh, funny. Wish there was more X-Men here at the fucking school." It's like we couldn't afford them.
Couldn't afford the others and stuff.
We couldn't afford the fucking others. Like it's just calling what it is and calling them out on their bullshit. I think that's what makes Deadpool so different. You know what I mean? It's something that we want to hear.
That's a really good point, and that's what makes it super successful. And I enjoy that. We all enjoy that as people that go and watch his films. But that's kind of like, it's really weird because the comic book variation of Deadpool, mind you, he does break the fourth wall a lot. He wasn't always that understanding of the outside world, I guess you could say, like of our reality. He understood he was in a comic book, but he dwelled very much in that structure and landscape, dropping a little bit of like Golden Girls information, a little bit of like I Love Lucy, or like just little baby tidbits, but it was never that crazy when it came to the comic book. So knowing that, going against the norm of what the comic book character is and being very loose on what it is they give us with that character. If Deadpool himself, and this is the big thing, like, oh, Deadpool 3 is going to save the Marvel universe. I 100% disagree. I think it'll make money because the character is so obscure and ludicrous that people are going to watch it because...
You can't even say obscure anymore because, like, everybody knows about Deadpool. You find Deadpool,
it. Like, yeah.
Like, you find Deadpool, dude. You have like, Deadpool at fucking Pulgas now, dude. Like, you have Bronco 956. He probably has like a Deadpool tattoo on his nuts or whatever. Yeah. like
it's. I mean, obscure in the sense of like how egregious his character is gonna break like the fourth wall and talk about Disney and poke fun at it. Like, he's gonna poke fun at all the downfall. Because in stand-up comedy, that's
and on top of that, Universal and Fox and shit like that, dude, he's gonna tear them apart.
But will they learn from it?
Who cares if they right now? Who cares if they learn from it? Because right now, like the thing is that he's doing it.
Yeah.
What we should really be worrying about is the fact that it's fucking happening in the first place.
No, and that's understandable. Like, I'm excited just as much as everybody else is, right? Like, we're all excited to see Deadpool come to the MCU. But he's coming to a failed franchise right now. Like, the franchise is in the lowest form. And for us to be like, well, thank God he's coming to it. Where does that put after? Like, where does that put the MCU in the after state? He can come and make fun of it all day and sell $1 billion. And then they make Miss Marvel Captain America in the next film, have her carry the shield and take over Iron Man and make Ironheart Reed Richards, and everybody's smarter than Reed Richards, all the females and all this other stuff. Where does that go for the rest of the franchise? Like, how do we get back to we were just talking about this the other day on David's podcast. Let me ask you guys this, and this is just a straight up question. I want you guys to be just as straight as you can. How do we get back to the filmmaking of the Winter Soldier?
Oh man, honestly, dude, like, and it all starts with the team associated with the project.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is not necessarily, have Kevin Feige, have the Russo brothers, maybe because, that was their first film was, the Winter Soldier.
God, it was so good.
Yeah. And it's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. Next to Civil War. I mean, dude, like, oh, bro, like you can't get enough of Winter Soldier. You can't get enough of Winter Soldier.
That was a pinnacle.
Yeah, that is probably easily one of the best next to Endgame, like that the Marvel ever produced.
Yeah,
and who helmed it? Who helmed both of those? The Russo brothers and Kevin Feige's.
And if Brian was here, he'd be like ripping his hair out, dude. Because you mentioned the Russo brothers.
Yeah, well, he loves Taika Waititi, so he can suck my ballsack.
His director is just as bad.
Yeah,
but like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I've been thinking of this past week, because like I said, in recent times, Madam Web came out. It was a really uninteresting, not well-written story, and it had nothing to really do with the Spider-Man franchise, nor did it feel like a superhero story. It did its own thing, and it stood on its ground, and it failed, and then, excuses and all this other stuff across the board. And then you had influencers coming out, being white knights, and being like, hey guys, well, you know what? Like, we all know the movie's bad, but it's not fair that you're talking bad about it because, people went to work every day. People filmed that. Writers wrote that. And I'm like, yeah, they did. And you need to tell them they suck so they don't do it again. Like, because the more that you baby them, I get it. Like, these influencers, whoever, it's like John Campia and that other guy, Chris something, I forgot his name. They came out and they were like, look, everyone else is talking bad about this film, so we're not going to do that. We're going to try to choose the positive side. David got disconnected, but he'll come right back. He'll come right back, and I'll make sure he has the list. He'll come right back. It's good. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yes, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to say that there's better ways of communicating the fact that this was a very, very bad movie.
Okay, so
You know, like, and the reason that I say that is because, like, dude, like, go watch some of the stuff that like John Campea says about Madame Web, and he'll straight say this movie fucking sucks, dude. Like,
But he was-
watch his after his out of the theater reaction, and he says, "Oh, you know what? This movie wasn't awesome, blah blah blah, but there was a couple things." JK, no, this movie fucking sucks. Seriously, don't see this movie. It's fucking bad.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this for verbatim to what he said.
No, I've seen it. I've seen his reviews.
You know,
it was
so-
very similar to like you remember Rockstars?
Yeah.
Film Rockstars or whatever. I used to watch that guy all the time because I really liked this stuff. And then he came out of Thor Love and Thunder and he was like, the movie was cool. I cried. I thought it was really fun. There were some good parts. And yeah, there's some bad parts, but maybe the film's not for you. But I loved it. I cried. And then I saw it and I was like, fuck, I cried too because it was shit, dude.
Yeah.
And I wasted money. Like you made it look like you cried because it was good. Like you sold me this movie. He stood there, sat there and preached it. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, and that's the thing where, you know, like he got a good paycheck out of that and that's why he preached it.
Never
you know,
again. I didn't see
like,
that guy
but like my main thing is saying, yes, there's absolutely no there. It's not a bad thing to say that something is bad, right?
Yeah.
It is, however, not in the best interest. Sorry, it's not the best thing to just tear it down. There's the difference between tearing it down and giving a criticism where it's like, you know what, dude, there's this, and you guys could have, sorry, and this is where you failed, and you failed because you did this, and you know that you did this, and saying you're a trash writer, you're a trash director, your actors suck, you guys blow ass, and you know what, like there's a reason that your fucking movie blows. Like, you know, you have a failed fucking studio, close down, eat shit and die. You know,
so
like
do you feel, David, you too, like I want to ask you this, like in the current state, like we had a YouTuber come out, an influencer, several, with Madame Web, and with the community coming out in troves saying the movie was like bad. It was astronomically bad, and they were being pretty blunt about it. This guy came out and was like, guys, I've decided to not bash Madame Web, but I wanted to say, like, people went to work and they had to do their jobs and they had to get paid. Like, you should be a little bit more caring and apologetic towards these people.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, no, fuck that. You hold them all accountable. Like, you put them all out there, and that's just my opinion. Like, but Triggs, I understand what you're saying. Like, there's a way you do that and not be offensive.
Yeah,
like,
I
don't want to go out there and be like, yo, your movie sucks, kill yourself. Like, you know, go out there and you know, I hope someone beats you up in the parking lot of Walmart or whatever. Like, I don't want
that's what I'm saying, is that the fandom gets that fucking close.
It's that straight.
You know, and we are very, very passionate people. So yes, it's very easy for us to cross that line and not realize that we've done that. Like, bro, your fucking movie sucks because you're a trash ass actor. You have literally zero accolades, blah, blah, blah. And dude, now I've torn down homie's entire career. Have I done it on this show? Absolutely. Many a times. Should I have? Probably not. Will I continue to do it? I probably will. I'm an asshole. This is what happens. I love what I do. But nonetheless, like, on the adverse side of what I'm saying and what I'm doing is the fact that, like, dude, have I seen Madame Web? No, I haven't. I have seen the ending. I have seen a few snippets. I have, and the ending is, if any indication on how the rest of the movie is, very, very bad. It is going to be a very hard watch. Will I do it? I'm going to do it while I'm doing something else, so I haven't wasted my time.
I'm not. I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't even fucking, because I mean, in the process of it too, like.
Yeah, but I can at least clean while I'm doing it. That way I haven't entirely wasted my time with it. You know what I mean? You know, like, at least I'm being productive, you know?
That was me during the first Justice League movie. I'd be like, I can put it on and do some stuff, you know, build some cosplay while I hear some random things in the background. I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But like through and through, like Madame Web was never one of my like go-to stories that I was going to be like, yo, this is something I'm gonna spend $20 at the theater to go watch or whatever.
It's because we didn't ask for it, bro. Like when Iron Man started, Captain America started, we wanted Thor, we wanted Hawkeye,
Yeah.
we wanted.
There was
we
desires to see
we
more.
wanted those, bro. Nobody fucking woke up and was like, "Hey, you know what? Would be good a fucking Man of Web movie." Well, somebody fucking had that idea because they fucking made it. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's even a greater point. Like Hawkeye. Like people knew who that character was if you read comic books. Maybe some people at home knew it just by word of mouth.
Dude, but not only that, like you have 13 years of exposure to this character already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Madam Web has, some cultural reference to the Spider-Man. If you have to be really into Spider-Man to really be about it.
I was about to say,
you got to be really. That's like Moon Knight,
Spider-Man fan. Big Spider-Man fan.
But that's like Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight was one of those
he
kind
had
of characters.
zero exposure other than to comic book fans. Other than to comic book fans, and even those comic book fans are kind of like, wait, what are the name of the personalities again?
Yeah, you had to really look up some shit. You had to be a fan to know that shit.
Yeah.
But that was way more successful than this. But like the thing is like I wonder, right?
Yeah, because they gave it to us in snippets. It's like feeding us shit, but like it's feeding us to us just a little bit at a time. So you kind of develop a taste for it.
So my theory is the reason why Madam Web was so forced forward and brought in already is because she's going to play a major player in the next Spider-Verse movie.
God, dude.
But they're going to make her animated. The same thing with the other 4 girls or whatever. They're going to animate them and put them in the story. Which the reason why is because they were like, shit, what if we put this character in and it doesn't work? And they were like, well, we got a movie. Let's put that out. So now you know who it is, and then you're going to see it in the Spider-Verse. And I believe the animated series can kind of carry it if they put her in her regular role like the old days. Right?
Like,
yeah, but then she's going to need to be like 89 years old or whatever. And
yeah, I mean,
dried up.
I mean, they're not going to do that part, but I do feel like they'll end up bringing her back for the animated series and making her a big point. Maybe even like the main villain guy or whatever his fucking stupid name was. I forget.
Ezekiel Sims.
Yeah, that dude.
The fact that he dies from Pepsi is just ludicrous to me.
Well, even the fact that they made him like a Churon villain and didn't make him a mentor of the spider people or whatever like he's supposed to be was even weirder.
Yeah, they made the anti-hero a straight villain.
A straight fucking villain. They were like, yo, this guy wants to kill a bunch of chicks that throw him out of a window. Even though he's a Spider-Man and can survive that shit. Yeah. Like, he's really scared of being thrown out of a building.
Peter Parker went through 3 floors. 3 hotel floors.
With a pediatric 80-year-old.
With a geriatric green goblin.
Yeah, there you go.
You're gonna tell me Ezekiel Sims can't whoopsie daisy out of a fucking window? Yeah.
It's too much, man. It's just too much.
Okay, maybe he has a bit of a grudge problem. Got it, dude. But you're gonna tell me that Craven is an anti-hero and Ezekiel Sims was a straight villain?
Yeah, okay, so Vince, what's up, my dude? Good to see you in the comments section. Ask, what was better, Madame Web or Thor Love and Thunder? Thor Love and Thunder was better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, even though that was a fucking... Vince was there with me. And he saw that I literally almost walked out on the fucking beginning of the scene when he pulls the hammer out of the tree or whatever the fuck. And he rides it like a witch or whatever. I almost walked out of that movie so fast. But yeah, Thor Love and Thunder is probably going to be better than Madame Web. Oscar carried the show. Moonlight she's talking about. I know people that watched it only for him, like Pedro being in the new Fantastic Four movie. From my understanding, people will go see it. Oh man, that's even a scarier thought. Is in the current state of films, we're about to apparently get the first superhero family of the Marvel universe in the 60s. Four. Yo, how did they make that work? Like, how did they make that work? And I don't mean it in any weird way, but like, the Fantastic Four is not your go-to superhero team for a lot of the normies when it comes to comics. It's either the X-Men or the Avengers. Like, that's straight. After that,
with the current landscape of how things are, I only have one. It's going to be a little bit far-fetched, but I only have one.
What's up? What do you think?
Time displacement.
I'm so tired of all the time travel.
I know. This is the only reason that I say that, though, is some sort of time displacement.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense for like the trailer.
Yeah, you're going to tell me that they've been there for 50 years.
Yeah, they're going to be 80.
Yeah.
They're all going to be 80 years old by the time the fucking Infinity War happens, dude.
Yeah, it's either that or they're they're
space.
they've been in space the whole time and they've been
fucked
gone.
off the whole time.
They Miss Marveled it.
Yeah.
They Miss Marvel.
Yeah, they Miss Marvel. They just fucked off. They fucked off the whole universe,
Yeah.
dude. You know, even they're supposed to be like the first family that the United States goes to when a fucking catastrophic event happens.
Yeah.
They just fucked off a whole true venture.
Yeah,
dude.
they were like, "Look, dude, we have Blue Marvel here. He'll take care of it for us, but he's black."
Adam Bashir.
Just don't focus on the fact that he's black. You'll be okay.
Zero out that idea.
Yeah.
And forget the fact that yes, he's black during the civil rights movement, and he took money to stay quiet because he didn't want to fight for diversity in a company that's all about diversity right now. Yeah, fucking Marvel, dude. I'm telling you, man, it's weird. And I get it. There's a lot of people out there that are like, whoop, whoop, Fantastic Four. But those are the same people that are like, whoop, whoop, Madam Web. And I'm so fucking tired of yes men in the comic book world. I'm extremely fucking exhausted of like yes men in the Marvel world.
And I get why, right? I get why, because like there's a difference between a yes man and I'm gonna harp about this like a little bit more. There's a difference between a yes man and somebody who's like, okay, can you tell a solvent story though? And like now where I was on the verge of kind of being a yes man, where I'm like, dude, like, are you sure you can really tell the story though? Because you have really failed with your last like 10 projects.
Yeah. Like, okay, so like David, Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. I know stories and comic books and stuff like that. You may not be as like adamant and psycho like me and Triggs about it, but like through and through, the Fantastic Four. One, if they make a movie, how would you like to see them do it and it makes sense? And two, does it feel like they need an origin story, and can you just throw them into the fold?
I mean, I think they should, for the story purposes, they should have an origin. But if they were just to throw it straight into it, man, I think the timing being in the 60s, how are they going to make it more current? Because it has to tie into the phases. Like, it really does.
Yep.
And if it doesn't tie into the phases, is it going to be just a hard reset?
Yeah, well, that's the theory of after Secret Wars, we're supposed to get like at least some type of hard, like the all new, all different MCU, or from what we've heard, the X-Men saga, like all of it, like consistently talking about just the Avengers, like the way they did the Avengers, they're going to do that for just the X-Men. Yeah. And you'll get, I'm guessing, I mean, Triggs, you could probably quote me now, right? They'll probably add a little bit of like a fucking sprinkle of the Avengers in the X-Men saga.
They would have to. There's literally no way you can't reference the Avengers in a movie about the X-Men or mutants for that matter.
In that matter.
And say that they haven't played some sort of influence in you coming about or you not like revealing yourselves or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking tell me that like there's literally zero influence that the Avengers played in this. You're either now intentionally disrespecting this franchise or you're dumb.
Yeah. So like,
that's literally the only answer.
So what do you think, David?
I think it'll make sense that they do it correctly. I mean, we all kind of know the origin story. I mean, we've been through like 2 adaptations of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So like, if they were just to roll into it cold,
3 if you want to get real.
Oh yeah, bro, I always forget that fucking early one, bro.
And they have a Christmas special like Star Wars.
Yeah.
But if they do it right, I think it'll be good. But I mean, I don't think we need an origin story too. Like, it's kind of a up in the air, man. Because I'm biased and I like Pedro, bro. And if Pedro were to fuck this up or be part of someone's fuck up, it would really fuck my day up, bro. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Pedro's the shit, bro. Like,
okay, well, with that understanding about the origin story, if they do a story, what would you like to see them do with the Fantastic Four for first entrance?
I think I was a big fan of the first one, bro, to be honest with you.
Okay. Just them fighting Dr. Doom, being very simple.
I think it'd be Dr. Doom. I mean,
what are you talking about, dude? Obviously, we need Annihilus in the Annihilation Wave. Oh, God, Johnny can't make it.
First movie Annihilus. Jesus Christ.
Dude. Yeah, dude, we're just gonna go straight Parallax with was it Green Lantern?
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I ask is like, do you think like a major story or something small? In my opinion, I'm just going to throw it out there. I just want something like The Incredibles. Like I want something corny, stupid. Like, haha, look at me. My back is fixed. Now I can fight. You know, like dumb shit.
That is still my favorite scene of that entire movie.
Dude, and it works. Right now in the format, it fucking works, dude.
Yeah. It even if it was live action. Like it's like yeah, he's just like and then he fucking my god, thank you.
Yeah,
yeah, it's my favorite scene of probably the entire franchise. Is like other than like I am speed, like or whatever.
My favorite one was when
or it's who I am.
What's the villain's name? Synapse or what is it? I forgot his fucking name. He grabs them and fucking throws them across when he points, and he just throws the family away. And then fucking the kids like, we're alive, but we're dead in the water. Just like shit like that. I mean, that's the way I would figure we would get a Fantastic Four movie. Corny, fun, adventurous superhero film of everybody just figuring out who they are, which I mean technically would be like the first Fantastic Four movie, I guess. You know, Human Torch learns how to light on fire. He's like, remember, he's like flicking his fingers and like,
look at this shit.
I can fly. You can fly. Like she's like, I'm just fucking invisible. You know what I mean? Like there was just really great stuff back in the day,
dude. But the guy who played you know Doctor Doom in those movies was like the Doctor Doom.
He's great.
You could tell that this dude was intelligent. You can tell that he was suave. You can tell that he came from money. You can tell that he was royalty. But that's also another thing. If they're going to give us Doctor Doom, which one are they giving us? Are they going to give us the comic book Doctor Doom? Because he's very different in the comics than he is from the movies. Because in the movies, he's just a genius who's really rich. In the comic books, he's a literal nobody and his mom's a whore and she does magic.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably end up doing a little bit of like because my thing was, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, right? When we talked about the Secret Wars talk. I wouldn't mind them bringing back the first Fantastic Four Doom guy, the Nip Tuck guy.
Yeah.
And having him be like the overarching villain of the Secret Wars as Doctor Doom, like God Doom. Because I think through and through, out of all the iterations we've had, he's played that role fairly fucking well. Like for a Doctor Doom-esque, like chauvinistic, conceited guy, you know, that wants all the power and hates Reed Richards. Like we already had, Julian McMahon. We already had him. Like,
oh, dude, but he was kind of like, I don't know if they brought this into continuity. They may or may not have, but he was already in a Marvel project.
Really? Which one?
The Runaways.
Oh, he was like the dad of one of the characters.
He's the alien dad.
What? Is he really?
Yeah, dude.
But I mean, no one said the Runaways, and they don't even have it anymore on the fucking Disney Plus thing.
I don't know, but I know that he's already attached to a Marvel project. I just don't know if they've canonized it.
Bo, dude, he's so good though, dude.
And for the same reasons that you like him, he really is good in that show.
He's really fucking good. Like
dude, did you know that the girl who has the dinosaur, she's now smarter than Reed Richards? She's now like absolutely like she is now like undoubtedly smarter than he is.
My God, dude.
Yeah, and she's like 10.
Well, that's the same thing with Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, no, that's what I'm talking about. That is Moon Girl.
From
the Runaways. Yeah, I believe that's her.
No, that's not her.
Yeah, I believe that's her, dude. Dude, no one else has a pet dinosaur in Marvel.
There's no way that's.
It's not part of the MCU timeline. I'm looking at that fucking picture from last time, Chris.
From which one?
From the podcast, the new MCU timeline. The Runaways isn't on.
The Runaways isn't there.
No,
like I'm telling you, like it was up, like it was cool, but like, there's no way that's. I mean, I understand, but that's not like that's not Devil Dinosaur though. That's a Velociraptor though. Which I mean,
because they're
doesn't
gonna
make a lot of fucking difference.
Yeah, right. Got it.
Dinosaur,
yep, got it. Just because they're the most truthful to what they put out, right?
Adaptations, or whatever.
Right, Chris. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're saying to me right now.
That's your argument, right?
Yeah.
This is where we're standing on it. Yeah.
This is the business you're standing on.
That's fucking funny, dude. I don't think this is the same girl. This isn't Moon Girl. So, but again, like Moon Girl, of course, like everyone is. That's kind of like the forefront of nature of all these like Riri Williams, people of color that are smart. All of them are smarter than Reed Richards, but none of them are asked to fix the world like Reed Richards. Like, I guess they're not smart enough to do it, I guess, or I don't know. But yeah, it with the current state of the Marvel universe and superhero films in general, like them bringing in the Fantastic Four this late in the game, I think is a big fucking mistake. Even though you do need that family for Secret Wars to be successful. But yeah. But yeah, David, what do you think about the current film of superhero films, and what do you think would fix it?
I mean, I think Deadpool will be a comedic reset that we need, but I think when the Russo brothers started and Kevin Feige, they had more to prove to put themselves out there. So they just need to find the ones that are going to take that next step and actually own that shit, not just doing it for a paycheck or just trying to throw content out, but also listen to the audience. Because again, like maybe at some point we wanted a Madam Web, but would we rather have a Madam Web or a continued Spider-Man movie? You know, why would we want to waste resources on something else? You know, I would rather have another Andrew Garfield Spider-Man than a Madam Web.
Absolutely.
I mean,
all day, every day.
True that. And then one more question for both of you, being on the fact that we're talking about Madam Web. There is apparently a current opportunity for Marvel to sue Sony for what they did with Madam Web.
So,
do you think they should and try to get back the franchise? The
franchise? Here's the thing. What exactly defines the franchise?
I'm talking about the whole IP of the Spider-Man thing that they got back from the Fox merger.
Honestly, I would do that only under the circumstance that Sony continues to produce the animated Spider-Man films, the Miles Morales stuff.
But you got to remember too, like there is a third party that comes in and does all the animation and stuff like that. Marvel can just reach out.
Well, that might be so. Like those contexts, that might be a whole thing where they might be exclusive to Sony. We yet again don't know.
Because they created the Spider-Verse story on their version.
Exactly. That is a Sony project. So that's why I'm saying still leave that with Sony. Still have them do that. Have them make their money. Give them their bread. Or have them keep their bread. What the fuck ever. But at that point, after that, I would be like, yeah. But after this, that's done. Like you're done.
Fucking Will Smith, bro. Keep my fucking properties out of your mouth.
Keep your property. Yeah, pretty much. If they're gonna
I'd have been like, well, okay. Well, by the way, like, we also gave you like one of the greatest Spider-Man stories in the past 25 years. So
yeah, the Spider-Verse. Yeah, they do sell it with that one for sure.
Yeah, I would be like, I'm sorry. What did Sam Raimi make? What did I make?
Yeah, pretty much.
You really
where does this put you in the current sense of we got Madam Web and what we got Morbius right before that, Kraven the Hunter. Like, where do we put that? Like, where does Sony do? Because like we have Batwoman, Batgirl or whatever in DC just get straight fucking cut. Like they were like, yo, let's just let bygones be bygones. People didn't really like, the Batman or whatever we released before this. It didn't really get it. So like, just cut the shit out of Batgirl.
Yeah, but, he's getting another movie. Yeah. She didn't even get to see it. She didn't even get to fucking get on screen. She
didn't get first base.
Yeah.
They didn't even let her in the stadium for that baseball game.
Yeah, bro. I get your analogy, but I'm still gonna have to say but at least he's getting a fucking sequel.
Well, I mean, in that concept, but I'm talking about what does Sony do now with the success of their version of Madam Web and their success of what happened with Morbius? What do they do with Kraven, knowing 100% no one gives a flying fuck about Kraven? You know what I mean? Like, then they go off and they make the game and they make Kraven the main villain and no one gives a fuck about Kraven. Everyone cares about Venom. Like, what do you do? Like, now you have a whole ass movie coming out about this guy that environmentalist, sure. Can call on animals. Okay. Is the dude from Money Train or whatever, Bullet Train. Okay. Kick ass himself. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do with the character? Like, do you run it out? Because I think Madam Web was filmed after Kraven. And it was not good.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say yes or no to the other. But honestly, like with things like that, dude, like it's really gonna have to be like one of those, like, all right, man, like we really dropped the ball. Like on this,
Right.
like,
I mean, that's all
you
he
know, like honestly, like at this point, it's either I do some reshoots, you know, spend a little bit more money and try and recoup and try and make this a better product, or I fucking nail it in post.
Yeah, David, what do you think? What's your take on the Craven?
Dude, at least it's bloody and gory and stuff like that, dude. Like, I mean, like the action hopefully has to stand on its own.
Bro, this is like fucking 160 degrees opposite of what Madam Web gave us. This reminds me of like the first Black Panther movie. Like, it's just crazy. Like, it's just gonna have a bunch of like crazy nonsense fights, dude.
Just give it a chance, bro. Fuck it. I mean, what else do we got to lose, bro?
I mean, this guy, actor-wise, is super good. And this guy's just fucking, he writes pussy on his forehead or whatever, dude. just dumb across his forehead.
Bitch. That's what you are. Never forget.
I mean, we got Zeus is in it.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look that bad. If this was not Craven, if you were going to name this like, I don't know, Hoodwink or just some random ass dude like G. Willikers in the jungle or whatever, like I'd be like, oh, okay, this looks pretty wild as shit. Like maybe it's cool or whatever, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen kind of shit or whatever. But knowing that it's fucking Craven the Hunter, I'm like, why? Dude.
And that's what happens, bro. There you go, dude.
That's how, isn't this
lion powers, dude.
Selena Kyle got her Catwoman powers?
Yeah.
She just got dripped on by cats or whatever.
Yeah.
That was Tim Burton's way of saying it, right? I mean, it doesn't look bad.
And he still told a better story.
Yeah, fucking Tim Burton. It doesn't look bad. It looks like, do you remember Vin Diesel's Triple X movie?
The first one? Yeah.
That's what, look at Trigger. Trigger's like, fuck, no, dude. Like, it's just weird action for no reason. Look, he bites this dude's fucking nose off. It's at the director. No shirt.
You got to put at least one, dude.
You got to put at least no shirt shots, right?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's smooth, dude. Like, he's in all these crazy movies all the time. I'm super excited to see him all the time.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Just a Chad, bro. Like, that's like, I don't know, Die Hard. Did you take a helicopter out with a car? He's like, I ran out of bullets or whatever. Like,
yeah.
I ran out of bullets.
Yeah, I ran out of bullets. Like, that nonsense is just exactly like spiders. Why spiders are on him? Is that just because Spider-Man? He's a Spider-Man villain? Are those the same spiders that gave all those people powers in the jungles at one time in the Madam Web movie? That's a strong fucking crossbow, dude. That knocked him out like 30 feet. That looks so bad.
Fucking bulletproof or what the fuck?
Yeah, guys running on all fours is never a cool thing, dude. Never.
I don't care if you're
I don't
Spider-Man
care
or
who
not.
the fuck you are. Running on all fours, stupid.
Looks like a beach.
So, I mean, through and through, watching Madam Web and seeing the trailers, this looks a lot better. But like again, nobody's asking for a Craven film. Dude, even Wrong Hole Rick, King Yeti in the comments is like, bro, that's not even how a crossbow works. Like, just
that movie looks insane.
Like, out of all of that, that's what he's gonna choose to talk about. Dude, he's running on all fours on a wall for no reason. Like, even running normally, he's running on all fours. You can get a better stride just running normally. Like, and he's out on all fours. I don't know. But yeah, we didn't ask for this movie either, but it looks a lot better than Madam Web. But again, current state of films, I think like superhero films are on a whole fucking collapse right now. I'm just slowly losing interest in all superhero films. Deadpool 3 seems to be the saving grace, but that's because it's a parody of the superhero film. Vince is like, wow, the new Kick-Ass movie looks wild as fuck. Yeah, I mean, you're not lying now, right? Yeah, so yeah, I hope the superhero genre gets a little bit better in the next couple of years. We don't got a lot of promising things coming up other than the Fantastic Four and Deadpool 3. Yeah, we got like what, Agatha fucking Covenant of
Darkness.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'm more excited about that than I am Madam Web.
Why though?
Because at least she was funny in fucking whatever the fuck she was in. Vision and whatever the fuck her name was.
Wouldn't that be the equivalent of saying that you want a movie based on that Mexican dude in Ant-Man because he's funny? The Mexican dude?
Are you fucking serious? If they said that they were making a movie and he recaps the entire MCU and he just did that for an hour and a half,
No, you wouldn't.
Dude, you're dumb. You're dumb. You
No
you don't
way.
know you don't know anything, dude.
You're literally claiming the ugly Sonic guy getting his own film again.
No,
You just
dude.
want it 'cause
There's a
it's
difference
just the weirdness.
between like that Luis guy getting a fucking film and stupid Sonic getting a film.
Everybody
My
loves
opinion.
stupid Sonic, dude.
No one loves stupid Sonic. Everyone loves Michael Pena. Everybody.
Did you get to see? Okay, as a matter of fact, did you get to see the one where he did the astronaut film?
But he's been in a couple of those. But with that being said, he said that there is, in fact, a snippet out there of him recapping the entire MCU.
Yeah, no, there is.
Yeah.
I've heard about it.
And I want to see it.
Yeah,
I wanna see,
like,
are
I'm
you
all
saying
about
that
it.
if they made that a movie, you wouldn't watch it?
Bro, people want this. People want that
Jesus.
as a fucking dude. Okay, Triggs, did you get to see this film?
No.
Did you just see the Chip and Dale's film, bro?
No.
Look at all this shit in the background. Those are all like B movies he's been in because he wasn't in the fucking Sonic franchise. So what he does right now for work, this is like a deep cut to all the actors that do like the Comic-Con appearances and shit. He goes on a live, like a cops TV show with like SWAT teams, and he goes and dude.
So he's Steven Seagal.
Yes, and that's all it is. That's all it is. And he came out in the Chip and Dale's movie, and he has like scripts, bro, and he saves them too. Like it's Triggs, you would fucking laugh your ass off, dude.
See,
And
but
after this
that gives me a
arc,
want to watch it. That actually looks funny.
It's funny, dude. So after this, at the very end of the film, like he shows up, dude. It's so gross, dude. Like he's even making fun of the fucking teeth, dude, because he's got lips and teeth. He saves them at the end of the fucking film with like a helicopter and a SWAT team, which is the live reaction. It's
so funny.
Triggs, you're gonna laugh your ass off. You need to see it with your lady, dude. She'll laugh her ass off too. Dude. And you guys are gonna be like, I never really wanted it, but I want an ugly Sonic movie. And that's the same purpose, is that you have these weird, obscure fucking characters that pop up that people love, and then they want something out of it. We get it and it fails. Like, I don't know. The current state of Marvel superhero films is just, I don't know. It's too much for me sometimes, man. I don't know. Slowly losing faith in it. But guys, okay, so Dave, we're coming to the end of our show. Tell us where we can find you, social media wise and work wise.
So work wise, guys, I'm at 3607 North Ware Road off Nolana and Ware Road,
Nice.
On Ivory Plaza. Open by appointment for now. Going to start opening soon. My child has his basketball tournament this weekend, so I think I'll be officially open in March, or back
Nice.
to being open. I don't know, and whatever it is. If you're not, check out Whatnot, guys. We have Whatnot every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. If you guys want to do anything, you guys can message me. I got a lot of pops I need to get rid of. I got more stuff coming. I got all this bullshit that I got to do tomorrow.
Oh man, you got a lot of stuff. Your shop's been growing, man. Proud
I
of you.
love
we got-
Vergo, dude.
What did we get? I got Naruto, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titans. That's going to be popping up soon. So if anybody's interested in any of that, just give it a follow. If not, I have my podcast on Fridays at 8 p.m. So make sure you guys check it out.
Yep, I had a really good time. We did a pre-recorded show. Haven't done one of those in a really long time. So Dave got to give me a good challenge this past week. Really had fun with it. Got to get Triggs on the show, man. When Triggs got some free times, get him on a pre-recorded, get him out there all solo. And that's the thing too. You know what? I'm going to push for people to invite Brian too. I want you guys to go out there and fucking do a bunch of like solo shows and get your
I've only
feet
done
wet.
one, man. I was on the
You got one already?
the RGV the ABV podcast, man.
You guys did it at the bar, right?
Yeah, at my bar.
Oh, and that reminds me too, Triggs, you guys had a pretty good turnout the other day. You guys had at the 5x5 brewery. You
Yeah,
guys
man.
did a lot
We
of really
it unfortunately had gotten postponed because of weather earlier in February, so it was postponed till yesterday. And so I was out there when I was out there, with the Still Tap guys, and we were out there, hosting the pinup contest, and it was it was really fun, man. It was my first time being out there, and I had a good time.
Excellent work. How many people, like, overall, do you think would have probably showed up?
A couple hundred.
Wow, that's super good, man. I really wanted to make it out. I didn't get my opportunity, but I saw a video of this dude like stripping, like line stripping bikes, like lowrider cruiser bikes.
So that guy, he was actually at that's our booth. He was doing a bike for George.
Nice, dude.
So yeah, that's George's bike.
And I was like, man, dude.
So that guy's name is Voodoo Larry. In the classical restoration like scene, that guy's like the top dog. He's based out of Chicago, but his lady lives here in McAllen. So he comes down a lot to see her and stuff like that. But as far as like the restoration rockabilly, like, you know, scene goes, dude, like restorations. That dude does car restorations.
Crazy shit.
Oh yeah, he does custom fabrication, like metal work, dude. He does the whole bit.
Boy, that guy is one of the biggest names. I should have gone because I have my lowrider bike. I should have gone out there with.
Oh, dude, you should have, dude. George has a green 53 Schwinn.
Nice, old school.
Yeah,
good shit, dude. Man, I should have gone out there, man. Maybe next time. Are you guys planning any other events coming up?
I know there's one this month, but I want to say it's in New Braunfels though.
Oh, okay. That's probably like the rundown or something like that. One of the old school shows.
Yeah.
Good shit. Yeah. Well, boys, it's good to have you back on. Triggs, like I said, we didn't have you on last week, and David's been coming on. We're probably gonna make him an average boy soon, man.
Dude, man, you're about there, Dave. You're about there, man.
You've officially clocked in the official hours, man.
Yeah, jeez, man. You've done about 6 shows and shit like that. I mean,
he's on it, man. He's on it.
Yeah.
I just love talking, bro.
You know what, bro? Like, if it makes you feel any better, brother, you have my blessing.
You've been blessed, dude.
Yeah.
And then, like we've said before, like Brian's out. He works Sundays a lot, so it's kind of hard for him. But like we said before, like right now he's in Arizona with family, like doing some good holiday vacation stuff, and really proud of him to get out there and, you know, safe travels and all that good stuff. And hopefully we get him on the show soon. And yeah, I want to say thank you to all our extraordinary listeners for coming out here and being so good with us and being jumping to the comment section and interacting with us at Constance, man. You have no idea how crazy it is. Like doing the pre-recorded podcast with David this past week really makes me appreciate the opportunity to be able to engage with our community, like on the whim. Because, like, you know, you feed off of that energy also, and we appreciate every one of you. If you can, guys, you know, share our podcast, let people know that we're here. You know, let them know, like, tell people about us. You know, show them your favorite parts about our podcast and what we talk about, and hopefully we engage with them and bring them on the show with us on a Sunday night. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you guys so much. We hope you have a great week of work, positive nature, and positive good things happen to you this week. And we'll see you again here Sunday on the Average Boys podcast next week. We'll catch you guys later, and thank you so much.